different. And I love it, man, because it got me thinking. I don't even know where you come up with these questions. I want to know how you do these kids. You're so innovative. I'm like, look, I mean, your mind is good. Like you say, you're a history teacher, and your mind is going all over the place.
And it's also wonderful to hear people talk sanely to each other today.
You have something amazing going with the show, and you're educating us.
I mean, I've never told anybody in public about that experience with my dad. And on your platform, I don't know why I did that, because it's so comfortable and we're talking about things that matter.
I love the little anecdote of comedy with your would you pay for it? Would you not? I love that. I love how you added that in.
We want to know each other. We want to know people's stories. That's what TKN does.
First name Michaela, last name Skinner. Welcome, my friend, to round 2 of the tournament.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Pleasure's mine. Pleasure's mine. Absolutely.
Yeah, this was seriously such a blast. I was so excited to come on here, and yeah, it's been incredible.
Yeah, you had a nice time overall, Charlie?
I had a great time. This is, I mean, I was really, I'm going to be honest, I was nervous. Just being, we're just like sitting around, like you said, the campfire.
Last name Ferrigno, first name Lou. Lou, welcome, my friend.
Thank you. That's the best introduction I've ever heard in my life. You know something? You need to quit the show and be my moderator.
So put your hand together for a majestic, out of this world, one-of-a-kind human being. First name Vivica, last name Fox. Welcome, my friend.
Whoa, that was an awesome introduction. Let me tell you that. I don't think I've ever had anyone read my resume with such flow.
Avi is a poet, but he doesn't know it, but his feet show it. You're unbelievable.
Last name Wilkins, first name Lenny. Lenny, welcome, my friend. Celebrity tournament.
Well, thank you for having me, and I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to this. It should be fun.
Damn. You said it just like I wrote it.
You gave me good eargasm tonight, man. I love your voice. I love the things that you talk about.
Well, you're the best I've seen. You're the Michael Jordan or LeBron James, whoever you want to make the GOAT.
This is why your audiences love you. This is why you continue to great guests, and great guests beget great guests.
One of my friends was share about Tip O'Neill, the Speaker of the House, and what a smooth voice he had. Your voice and the way you project everything and share with your heart and soul. You got an incredible gift.
I just want to do this again and again. I feel like I've made friends. And again, I've taken the competition part of it out because I've just enjoyed talking to you guys tonight.
Oh man, most definitely. This is, this I think my top. Because when you do the intro you gave me, I gotta give it to you. I like.
You deserve it.
It really, truly, kind of blows my mind every time when we can get this many people together, thinking, mind melding, positive, not having to agree all the time with everything. But not getting ugly about it, and not, it's just I feel like it's a microcosm of what it could be.
Did you have a nice time tonight in the green room?
I had a great time. I can't tell you how refreshing it is that somebody knows what they're doing.
Let's give it up for the one and only, the charismatic Vincent Pastore.
You're a poet and you don't know it.
No.
Or not podcast. I guess it's like we're just a show now. You're a show. You're a full-blown show.
I can count my friends on one hand. Well, wait, on one finger. You.
Oh, man. Thank you so much, my friend. You are awesome. Don't even hang your hats on the past, because if you don't heal from what hurts you, you'll bleed on people that never even cut you to begin with. It had nothing to do with your pain.
All right.
So
tell him already. Tell him.
You guys are bringing the best out of me. That is the truth, guys.
Scars remind us of where we've been. They need not dictate where we're going. And I think in a way that kind of addresses this question. So in other words, I think it is almost inevitable. There's going to be pain, there's going to be scarring, there's going to be all kinds of this that's going to happen over the course of a life.
But she would sit at the kitchen table looking out the window for quite a period of time while the food was getting prepared. And I wish I had took that time to sit down with her and ask her questions about her being a child, along with my aunts, my uncles, so I could not only be a blessing to her and know more and sympathize and and love her more as a mother, but also to know more about myself and my sisters.
This thing has drawn me out of myself and thereby drawn me into myself. But I learned a lot. And from you, I always learn something from you.
Continue to work as hard as you can, because by working, Avi, you will keep yourself busy and get used to the grief.
Another trio of questions, now more underrated. We have Billy D. Williams, Italian men named Skippy or Unicycle.
I'm sorry, Italian men named Skippy. Put me away, Avi.
Archie Bunker, the mountain climber. Ralph Cramden, the yoga instructor, or Don Corleone, the computer repair person.
It's clearly an issue with the hard drive.
Oh, I like that.
I'm going to go Don Corleone.
The reason I'm going for Christmas is because it does create those amazing memories that and Sarge, I know you've been there too, because I've seen you at so many different great events for Muscular Dystrophy Association.
I'm probably the most competitive person with myself because as a bodybuilding champion, you compete with yourself. So Joe Reed, especially working with him, taking pictures in the magazine, helping me to shape my body, because if it wasn't for Joe, I would be not speaking to you today.
There are those of us who like to venture to the unexplored, to see the beauty in the strange and unknown. Those of us who go out there with a sense of wonder.
God, matters not how straight the gate, how punishment charged the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
There is nothing that was on TV tonight that even remotely rivals what we did on this broadcast.
Hi, I'm Rick Barry, a member of the Basketball Hall of Fame and one of the NBA's top 50 players. And I'm really excited to tell you about my new relationship in the broadcasting world with the new network.
It's TKN, and a young man named Avi Klein has poured his blood, sweat, and tears into creating this new network and assembling an amazing group of individuals.
Legends from every walk of life who are just bringing their knowledge and their experience and their wisdom, and this is amazing. I feel like this is a cosmic convergence of what is most important to him, and he's such a stand-up guy.
Avi, congratulations. I don't know anybody that can talk as much as you. Seriously, I thought I could talk. You are unreal. What you do it with class, understanding, professionalism. You're simply amazing. I told you that when I first met you. And you ran off my autobiography basically was a book. It was simply fantastic. And to think that you do that every show.
Very respectful, and he really connects with the artists and his audiences. And I felt like this guy's on to something, and I'm proud to be a part of this with him.
And I really thank your support. I lost my father, and you were the first person to support me in all that, and I thank you so much for that. It meant a lot to me.
The greatest wealth is when you can share it with someone. You can share your victories, you can share your failure, you can express your deepest feelings, but the greatest wealth is to be able to say that I have a friend. And I feel an unbelievable level of wealth. And a lot of that is because I have somebody like you.
You here to win the whole darn tournament?
I don't play. I just win.
Robert, would you like to win this entire tournament?
You know, all those luminaries and athletes and strongmen notwithstanding, the most dangerous place on this show is between me and that prize. That's all I'm going to say.
You're chomping at the bit to get in this thing.
Oh, yeah, man. I've been telling you, brother. You brought up some names to me, and I was like, I can't wait. I hope they don't see me because it's going to be on like a steaming pot of neck bones, baby, and I'm not playing.
Are you here to win the entire thing, my friend?
I'll just say this, Abby. Winner, chicken dinner.
But are you here to win the entire celebrity tournament when it's all said and done?
Saw a very familiar face in Mike Rotundo, better known as IRS, and he said that he was here for the winner chicken dinner, and I want to take away that chicken dinner, so yes, I want to win this whole shebang.
And talent, last name Smith, first name Joe Smith, welcome my friend.
Oh my God, Avi. Where did you get all of that from? Oh my God.
Guys and gals and pals, welcome. It's Saturday night. We are having a great time over here. If you want controversy, go somewhere else. We are captivated by conversation over here. This is the new network. And guys, we want to thank you. 5 million strong and plus just in a year and a half. It's amazing what you guys have done with this network. It is free. I call this a free preview because, yes, there's some pageantry and some pomp and circumstance, but there's a ton of substance. We get to the heart of the matter. We have conversations with luminaries from all walks of life. As of now, over 150 Hall of Famers from the world of sports, music, and wrestling, not to mention Oscar, Grammy, Tony, Emmy, Golden Globe, AMA, and WG Award winners and nominees, not to mention Olympians, all guys and gals, under this roof. We love this, and we have conversations that stimulate your mind. Why put an athlete or an entertainer of any sort in a box? We can talk about things, not just the resume, but God almighty. People, you should know the work that was put in for these luminaries to achieve the level of success that they have. This is a place where strangers leave as friends. I will provide you endless edutainment, entertainment, education. They marry each other, and that's what we give you. And guys and gals and pals, we will have philosophical fun no matter what. Thank you to Amazon Prime for believing in us. We thank our corporate sponsor, Progresso Soup, and we thank all of you guys for, again, making this vision and this dream of mine of something that's positive, something that is akin to a campfire tale or living room conversation come to life. But again, 15 grand, 5-day, 5-night trip to Greece, first class for 2. That's what's going to happen when this whole tournament is all said and done. It's going to take a while, but we're not in a rush. It's a marathon, not a sprint after all. So guys and gals and pals, now that I've set the table, let me bring in our participants right now who are backstage. Already speaking to them a couple of times. They're class personified. I can't wait to get to know them more. And guys, let's bring in our first participant right now. He is class personified, and he's illustrated our favorite games with gusto, flow, and stories of gold. He grew up in Salisbury, North Carolina, and began his broadcasting career when he was just 12 years old. He was always fascinated with radio. He not only listened to ball games, but news programs as well. And if you can't tell, his passion was unbridled, like an early 90s Sean Astin and his portrayal of Rudy. One day he picked up the phone and called WSTP Radio and complimented the announcer that was on duty. He was invited to visit the station, and soon the nation would welcome the endless elation when hearing this man's commentary narration, as he would convey so many opposing teams' joy and frustration with such truth and honesty and, of course, punctuation. His first NBA games, guys and gals and pals, were on TV for the Washington Bullets on Home Team Sports. They did a fill-in basis for the main guy, and guys and gals and pals, he loved it as he grew up in Carolina covering the Cougars, who rocked the house whenever they took the floor. 1996, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that's right. What a time it was to become the voice of the Atlanta Hawks organization as they were about to soar during the 96-97 season. Mutombo, Blaylock, Steve Smith, Leitner, Letty Wilkins, and my good friend Pete Babcock were the primary reason our luminary gives his fan endless glee as we marveled at his excellence since we saw him on national TV many years ago. It was ESPN and the year was 87 as he called the inaugural football season with Lee Corso. He's a 13-time Emmy Award winning sportscaster as the signature play-by-play voice of Bally Sports South and Bally Sports Southeast. Soon, you will all rise to your feet and applaud him as if you were at a concert headlined by Judas Priest and give this man respect like a Corleone named Don who runs the mob. As the national spokesperson for the Young World Obesity Campaign, this man goes above and beyond the job. So invite your friends and fam when they knock on your door, turn the knob, and offer them a beverage, a snack, or some corn on the cob. If you prefer a vegan meal, I guess that's all right, no prob. So rise to your feet as we greet a kind, intelligent, positive human being. Last name Rathbun, first name Bob. Welcome, my friend, to the Celebrity Tournament.
Thank you. That was awesome. 300 words a minute with gusts up to 450. That was great.
You deserve every syllable. You've given so many people so much joy by illustrating their passion through your voice. That's how I look at it. You take a blank canvas. There's so much prep. There's so much preparation. I always feel like preparation can reduce any stress. Would you agree?
Oh, no, there's no question. And, you know, it's funny you mentioned that. I was just watching a clip earlier today from Michael Phelps, the great Olympic swimmer.
Sure.
And he was addressing the Baltimore Ravens football players in training camp. And he was saying that when he stood on the blocks to get ready to jump in that pool, he felt like he was the most prepared guy up there.
Wow.
And you're talking about winning a race by a tenth of a second, a hundredth of a second.
Sure.
To have that kind of feeling about what you've done, the work that you put in to get to that place, and to look down the row and say, you know what, I'm the best guy here. That's pretty powerful. So, yes, I think
absolutely
we do ourselves a big favor when we give it everything we've got to prepare for the moment.
I respect what you do so much. It's what goes unseen. You know, people see the finished product, and a lot of times, and we don't blame them for this, but they don't see the preparation that goes behind it. With your vast array of excellence, and of course, all the awards and accolades are one thing, but I love the passion that you have. You always come across as someone who truly enjoys what he's doing, Bob.
Well, thank you. I don't know if I could take credit for that. The good Lord gave me the energy and the enthusiasm. And I hope that when all is said and done, he'll say, good job. You did well with what the talents that you were given. So I'm very appreciative of that. And I think, you talk about the accolades and all that, but to me, it's the one-on-one with the fans. When they come by, I have families stop by the arena and will say to me, I started watching you when I was 15 years old, and now I am married with 3 kids, and we're Hawks fans, and you've been as big a part of my life as anybody. And that is really touching. That is so comforting.
Does that sort of drive home the purpose of it all? It really does.
Oh, I mean, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And we're there to inform, but we're also there to entertain. We're part of these folks welcome us into their living rooms.
Yes.
Into their homes.
Yes.
And you be respectful of that. I take that very seriously and want to deliver an A+ product every night.
Yeah, you definitely do, my friend. And I can't wait to bring in our next luminary right now. Bob, before I put you backstage for one moment as I bring in our next participant, and we are going to have a Hall of Famer, guys, a WWE Hall of Famer join us a little bit later in the program. He'll sign in with his tech. But, Bob, I have to ask you this. This is a question that I think I ask of everybody. $15,000, of course, 5-day trip to Greece. First class, of course, for 2. That's kind of on the line. We call this a sport of the mind, and I don't mind reminding everybody else that we have a lot of philosophical fun, a lot of different rounds. This is your first. Would you like to win the entire Celebrity Tournament, my friend?
Well, my question is, did I get a first-round bye? I thought maybe I moved right into the second round.
Great question. No, it's a great. So what we're doing is this is what I call the 11th hour, and it allows new participants who have not experienced this tournament yet to get a chance to come in while the second round is still functioning as we speak. So essentially, if you advance to the second round, you'll get another match, and then round number 3 will begin in late 2025. That's when round 3 begins.
Okay. Well, at 30 years of calling the Hawks games, we are used to being the underdog. So I will accept this challenge with every ounce of my being.
I love it, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. I'll put you backstage and bring you right back momentarily.
You got it.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Rathbun, what a class gentleman he is. I appreciate not only what he's done. For those who know me, they know that I'm a hoops head. Unfortunately, didn't play the game as well as I understood it. That's a different story. I did the world a favor by not playing hoops, but gosh almighty, hearing Bob Rathbun and his voice, of course, guys, he's made a lot of you happy and entertained you, but educated you as well. And so is this man, guys and gals and pals, who was such a renaissance man. He's done so much. Our next participant, guys and gals and pals, is an absolute legend who grew up in Milwaukee's North Side. Unlike those with a clear path to greatness, he put the wrench time in. There was no easy ride. He was the youngest of 6 kids by 7 years, and his 2 older brothers, including older brother Michael, kept him driven in the city of beers. Growing up, he played more football than basketball, but thankfully his 2 older brothers came home on weekends and took him out to play. They would take him out to the boys' club, and what an experience playing against older brothers who sported a ton of knowledge, albeit a little gray. He didn't think he would make the basketball team at South Division High, but years later his career would fly in a city where they worshipped a 7'2" UCLA product who loved sporting the tie-dye. He tried out in his junior season and eventually made All-State Special Mention. He shouldn't have been surprised, because if it wasn't for a case of chickenpox, he would have been a Bobby Knight selection. More on that later. It all came to a head when soon-to-be legendary coach of Wisconsin, Dick Bennett, came to recruit another player wearing the number 30. Well, we could all agree that sometimes fate can alter any strategy, expectation, or life plan. Case in point, Dick Bennett's wife, guys and gals and pals, turned to him and said, check out the number 30 on the opposing team. So a big thank you to Ann. By the time our luminary left Wisconsin Stevens Point in 85, he was the school's all-time leading scorer as his future looked mighty bright. A good showing at the 85 Portsmouth Invitational Tournament further enhanced his rating, and soon the NBA was in sight. Here's a fun story that occurred in early summer of 85, an NBA draft night. The prospect of playing for his local hometown, imagine that, Milwaukee Bucks, seemed likely. This was no parlor trick, but they picked Jerry Ice Reynolds, but while walking outside, his security guard told him that the Blazers made their pick. A year before, he was invited to attend and try out for the most heralded U.S. men's basketball team of all time at the time, alongside Michael Jordan, Patrick Ewing, Chris Mullin, John Stockton, and Charles Barkley. Had he not come down with the chicken pox and missed 2 weeks, he would have made the team, yet still made the final 20. He played forward in college, but thanks to Dick Bennett's knowledge of the core principles, he eventually became the starter on a Blazers team that originally had 2-point guards. After a 17-year career that included 2 trips to the finals and 2 all-star selections, let me reveal all the cards. Guys and gals, as I kick back like a chilled-out alligator in the Everglades, it's now time to read this man's vast array of accomplishments and accolades. He's a 2-time NBA All-Star, guys and gals and pals. He started on one of the most talented 90s team of all time and helped guide them to the 2 NBA final appearances in 2 years. He won the J. Walter Kennedy Citizenship Award in 1993. He was also inducted into the Oregon Sports Hall of Fame in 2010. In college, he was a 2-time NAIA All-American, the NAIA Player of the Year in 83, and led his team to the NAIA Championship game in 84, NAIA Player of the Year in 83 as a junior, NAIA Tournament MVP in 1984, Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference Player of the Year in 84 and 85, the WIAC All-Time Men's Basketball Team 2012. He led the team to 4 WIAC championships, led the team to 2, guys and gals, NAIA runner-up finish in 1984 as well. Only NAIA player invited to the 1984 Olympic trials. He was the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks and Phoenix Suns, and as an assistant coach for the Detroit Pistons, Sacramento Kings, and Minnesota Timberwolves. Through the Milwaukee Scholarship Program, he's provided students scholarships. As a former history teacher, that speaks to me so much. He watched and helped his 3 children, including Malcolm and Franklin, become excellent men and basketball players. Not surprising, guys and gals and pals, as this man has many layers. What a height, guys, was the height that he reached. And on that night, on December 16, 2008, when his number 30 jersey was honored and retired, his father Herman, who had an incredible work ethic, and Coach Bennett reminded him to have a willingness for what he desired. Those in the know that he was my favorite player growing up. Years before, I worked for Lions Getting Universal because he led with class and honor of the game. This one could always see. At this juncture, you're all glued to your seats. No one will flee. The impact he has had on those around him can rival that of a honey to a starving bee. Soon you will rise to your feet and cheer his name like an elated banshee. They know his name from Parsippany to the Dead Sea. As we watched him across the world from homes and apartments and cottages and hotels named Doubletree. He's a winner in life, not merely a nominee. So, guys, put your hands together for a wonderful, positive, kind, intelligent, sincere human being. Last name Porter, first name Terry. Welcome, my friend, to the celebrity tournament.
Wow, what an intro.
You deserve it.
You covered applause, my man. You covered all the bases. You call all the bases.
Man, oh man, you deserve it. You've done so much. I'll tell you, the easiest thing, believe it or not, is the resume, because there's so many things you've done and Bob have done. The difficult thing is kind of editing, because man, oh man, off the court, on the court, you've left an impact on so many people, and it's been positive all the way, Terry.
Well, thank you so much. It's a blessing, really. You know, everybody has their own personal journey, but along that journey, so many people have blessed you and blessed me in regards to just assisting me and helping me. And it's not just about my hard work, but all the people who have, taken me in and given me lessons along the way that I've been able to use and move forward with my success.
There's no doubt about that, Terry. I mean, when I read your story, to me, it's a story of inspiration. Maybe sometimes being the youngest allows you to learn a lot more by sitting back and watching kind of what not to do. I'm the youngest sibling as well.
Well, I definitely got roughed up the most. I can say that.
Did that help in your progress, would you say?
That toughened me up a little bit, that's for sure.
Do you think, for anyone playing any sport at all, it's beneficial to seek out the guidance, but also being able to compete against older players, wouldn't you say?
I think that's huge. I mean, I think one of the things I'd learned in my era is going to the local playgrounds, and you had the older gentlemen there, the more experienced gentlemen there, and you didn't always get a chance to get on the court. You had to bide your time.
Oh my
and
God.
during that process, you had to watch those guys, and you had different guys take turns of just talking to you about the game, how it should be played. And then when you got that chance, early on, you didn't have a chance to really score much. You were just there to be a facilitator. You were just supposed to pass to the guys.
Yes.
But no, all in all, I think that part of the learning process and that feeling of, having someone there with you, teaching you the ropes, talking to you about the game and how you should approach the game, how you can conduct yourself while you play the game was huge in regards to my upbringing on those parks in Milwaukee.
And for our fans to know one thing, and not just one thing, many others, but professionally speaking, I mean, it's incredible to think, guys and gals and pals, Terry Porter was one of the greatest point guards of all time. Case in point, and there's so many, but here's one I think of right off the top of my head, 1991 All-Star game. Look at the roster of point guards that were on that All-Star team. You think of Kevin Johnson, you think of Magic Johnson, you think of Tim Hardaway, you think of Terry Porter. Loaded. I mean, that whole era was loaded with amazing point guards, Terry, and you were one of them.
Well, thank you. It was truly an honor to be a member of that All-Star team. As you mentioned, there was 5 All-Stars and there were 5 guards in that position, point guard in that position. I don't know if that ever had been done before. I mean, you talk Magic Johnson, John Stockton, Tim Hardaway, Kevin Johnson, myself. I mean, just unbelievable amount of point guards. And when there was an era where you're supposed to just pick, by position, and they deviated from that throughout that process, but just unbelievable game and unbelievably surrounded with those type of players in the West. Think about that. Every night you had to bring
matched up against them.
He matched up against, there's other guys.
And then the Derek Harper, Fat Lever, and all these guys that were
all these guys. I mean, you mentioned the All-Stars, but there was guys of that level, All-Star status, who didn't make those All-Star teams.
Sure, Ross.
You had to just be ready every night, mentally and physically, for the challenge that they were going to bring towards you.
No doubt about that. That season, being from the Northeast, I was proud to see Bernard King's comeback in 90-91. He made a hell of a comeback that year. But Terry, my friend, I'm going to ask you the same question again. 154 Hall of Famers, award winners from all walks of life in this thing. Would you like to win the entire celebrity tournament, my friend?
No question. I got to be in it to win it, so I'm here.
There we go. I love that, my friend. Mr. Terry Porter is with us. Mr. Bob Rathbun on screen is with us as well. And guys and gals and pals, in a couple of minutes, maybe about 20 or so, our Hall of Famer will join us, and he'll pick up where we left off with the same topic, because Bob and Terry and our Hall of Famer, they do have the same topic. I'll introduce it right now to our audience. Of course, there are no time constraints whatsoever. I'll kick it over first to Mr. Bob Rathbun. It's called a question for the ages. Hypothetical situation. Of course, right now we're in the year 2025, but in this situation, mankind has been granted a precious gift, a one-time visit into the future. Bob, you're permitted to visit your future self in the year 2050. You're provided 10 minutes to ask one question, and only one question, and your future self is eager to hear that question. The question I have for you is, what would you ask your future self and why? Whenever you're ready, the floor is yours. Good sir.
The first thing I would say is, 25 years from now, I would say you're lucky to still be standing. That would be number one. But I would say the overall question that comes back to me, and I think all of us that are a little bit older have that same feeling, is how did you do with what you were given? Did you make an impact in people's lives? Were you a good person? How did you do these past 25 years to get you to this point? And hopefully, if I'm a chance to live that long, I would hope that I would look back and say, you really did. You reached out to people. You were there for them. You were a good husband, a good father, a good friend, a good co-worker. I've been involved, like Terry, in the NBA for many, many years. It's an amazing organization, and you'd like to think that you did it right for them. So that's what hit me when you presented me with that question is, if you'd asked me that when I was 40 years old, I might have a completely different answer. But to take it today, it's like, well, man, congratulations for making it that far. But I would say, what did you do with the time that you did have? That's what struck me.
Absolutely. And let me ask you this, Bob. Sometimes I think, again, for our audience, we have a lot of different people in our audience, and of course our suits and ties, I call them. They have different interests. Would you agree that in your field, you almost have to make your voice a voice of substance?
You're talking about the texture of your voice, or you're talking about what you do, what comes out of your mouth?
I think for the technical term would be yes, but then what comes out of your mouth as well? Are there checks and balances sometimes? Sometimes after a broadcast, are you ever in a position where you jot down some of the do's and don'ts? Are you still learning after all these years? Because you're a hell of a teacher.
Well, thank you. Yes, I hope that I am. I hope that part of me never goes away. I still go back and watch. I don't watch every second of every game,
right?
But I do try to go back and watch a segment of every broadcast just to make sure that my words match the pictures, that what I have to say makes sense and fits the story of the evening and stuff like that. I work well with my partner. Do I do all the things that they want me to do on the broadcast and do them well? Whether that's a liaison with sponsorship, working, Dominique Wilkins is my partner and has been for the last 15 years. So it's very easy for me because we know each other so well, but I still want to make sure that I give him plenty of runway for him to say what he wants to say. I have so much respect for him and what he brought to the game that's very easy for me to do. But I also want to incorporate our sideline person, our studio hosts, et cetera. And I want to make sure all that, because in my role, that's my job. I'm sort of the traffic cop.
Sure.
Keeps all that going. So yeah, I do have to check on myself all the time, and just to make sure that it goes well. I always remember, and Terry could probably relate to this as a player, but I never wanted anybody to say, boy, he's really good, but you should have heard him 10 years ago. I don't want that. I want to be as fresh and as engaged today as I ever have been. And fortunately, I've got the energy and the enthusiasm to do it. Like last night, I was a kid at Christmas Eve because tomorrow we're going to get the schedule.
Yes.
And I still have that enthusiasm. I can't wait to look at those 82 games and say, okay, this is where my life is going to take me the next 8 months. What's going on in Toronto? What's going on with the Bucs? What's going on with the Blazers? And because I'm getting amped up again because we're just a couple of weeks away.
It hasn't went away. It hasn't gone away.
No, it has not.
I'd love to hear. That's very refreshing. Guys and gals, I'm going to have Bob talk to my litter agent. Maybe my litter agent can actually believe in me after listening to Bob for a few minutes. I know he will. I also have to say this. I think growing up in Salisbury, so it's the home of the National Sportscasters and Sports Writers Association. So early on, getting to mingle with some of those giants of broadcasting and sports writing, that must have been very helpful.
Oh, it was an amazing education. It's funny, how did baseball end up in Cooperstown, New York?
Right.
And the sportscasters and sports writers, a restaurateur in Salisbury, North Carolina, a fellow by the name of Pete DiMizio, wanted to promote boxing matches.
Sure.
And he took a look. He said, well, what can I do? Well, there was a group of writers, national writers, casters, who covered the Greater Greensboro Open, in early April in North Carolina. And they would caravan and drive through the Carolinas on their way to Augusta, Georgia, and cover the Masters.
Right.
He said, well, how about we do something in Salisbury on Monday night after the GGO where we honor the nation's best sportscasters and sports writers, state winners, and that is how it began. And when I was 16, I was placed on the transportation committee, and what that meant was they gave you a car and you drove to the Charlotte airport to pick up these guys.
Right.
And so in the back seat of my car, I had all the greats, the writers and the casters. I'll never forget Lindsey Nelson, if you remember.
Sure, the name, yeah.
Broadcast. And he would always wear these outlandish sports coats, on the air. I said, Mr. Nelson, I want to be a sportscaster just like you. What advice could you give me? He said, Robert, if you don't have any talent, dress funny. So it was guys like that, But I'll tell you what it did.
Yeah.
It demystified the business for me.
Was that a positive?
A big positive.
Okay.
Because it showed me that, hey, these are regular guys.
Yeah.
And you immerse yourself in the business and try to get better and work at it, it can happen for you too.
I would agree. I would concur.
That probably did more for me than anything,
Wow.
And the other guy that was in Salisbury at the time who, really launched me, was my first mentor, was Marty Brenneman.
Marty Brenneman, right?
And, we knew him as Marty back then. He wasn't the Hall of Fame broadcaster. He was just starting his career back then.
Sure.
But he was so immensely talented that.
And you also were a fan of Vince Scully, right? I think Vince Scully, of course.
Oh yeah, Vinny was a big hero from afar, and then I had a chance to meet him.
I promise you that the moment I felt, and this is for Terry and Bob, I'm sure you guys have had these moments. It's not part of our topics, but organically, if we go there, why not? I remember the first moment when I sat in a writer's room 20 some odd years ago, writing for the late Carl Reiner, who was Bob Reiner's father. And I'm wondering, why do they hire a dummy like me who's straight out of college? What am I going to do for Carl Reiner? What can I possibly do? So I'm sitting there, and one of the young writers is pitching Carl this amazing monologue. And I guess I said this under my breath, but Carl must have heard it. I said, that's not a monologue. That's more a soliloquy. Soliloquy is when you deliver it to no one in particular. A monologue, of course, to an audience or a scene partner. And I said, that's kind of a soliloquy. He goes, yes, that is. How did you know that? And he's grilling me with all these 20 questions, but I know why he did it. A young comedian tapped him on the shoulder and asked him, Carl, you gave Avi such sage advice. I'm doing stand-up tonight. Do you have any great advice for me that I can possibly take that can help my performance tonight? He goes, young fella, come here. Whisked him over. Carl's eating his walnuts. He's eating 1, 2, 3, 10, 15, 18 walnuts are in his mouth, 20. And he finally says, you ready for the advice, kid? And the writer says, yeah. He goes, whatever you do tonight, don't suck. I just said, he goes, keep it simple. Don't be someone you're not. Don't play to the audience. Tell a story that's honest and truthful. And if you do that, everything will be cream cheese. Everything will be fine. It's like, I got to ask Terry this question before, because Bob, speaking of some of your mentors like Marty, Terry, was there someone, before I get into topic number one for you, my friend, Terry, was there someone who gave you such sage advice that you always remember?
Well, I go back to my college coach, Dick Bennett. And, I think one of the most amazing things is just my storyline was once I got to the NBA, he just said, remember who you are. And remember where you came from, and don't ever deviate from that. And so those were the best words I'd heard as I embarked on this NBA journey, because from Stevens Point, Wisconsin, no one ever thought anybody would come from that small NAI university and be able to perform and get drafted to the NBA. And you just have so many things coming after you. You have to understand and have your wits about it. So he always used to remind me when we used to talk after him watching a game, he said, just stay humbled. But remember who you are, and remember where you came from.
You did so much for the Pointers because they never had won 20-plus games in a season prior to your arrival. And then during your 4 years, they win 23, 26, 29, and 25 games during your entire tenure there, Terry. Incredible. Well,
yeah, it was, Coach Bennett, his system, his ability to recruit players who really bought into his system. And everybody did buy in back then. I mean, it was a Bobby Knight. He loved Bobby Knight. And so we did a lot of things that Bobby Knight did back then in regards to motion offense and defensive schemes that Bobby Knight instrumented for some of his great Indiana teams. So we were able to execute that at a level that really provided a lot of wins and a lot of wins on the national level as well.
And we should thank Ann for that. Ann was able to spot you.
Yes, Ann's a true talent. And I used to always joke with Coach Bennett. And gave him the best two players he ever had. One by birth, his son Tony Bennett, who went on to do great things, played in the league, but also went on to coach you. And then me by her evaluation of talent.
Yes, watching you as number 30. So wait, I just realized, is Tony Bennett the one who played for the Charlotte Hornets?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he was
Yes.
a rookie when Alonzo and Shaq were rookies.
Yes,
92, 93.
exactly. When
Yeah,
they beat the Boston Celtics that year in the playoffs. Yes.
Yeah, and they lost the first game and then won the next 3. And of course, tragically during game 1, Reggie Lewis goes down.
Correct.
In that series,
Correct.
He was part of that amazing Dunbar high school program. Incredible program there. Oh my gosh, Terry, I'm going to ask you the same question, my friend. Take all the time in the world that you want. This is for our audience. I'll repeat it again. For our audience, mankind has been granted a precious gift in this scenario, a one-time visit into the future. You are permitted to visit your future self in the year 2050, and you're provided 10 minutes to ask one question and one question only. Your future self is eager to hear your question. What would you ask your future self and why? Whenever you're ready, good friend, this floor is yours.
Well, I think, first I echo some of the things Bob said. First, I'll be blessed to have made it that far. and then I would reflect as you reflect on your life at different journeys. When you reach 30, you reach 40, you reach 50, you start reflecting back in your life. And obviously, God, 25 years from now, I'll be in my 80s, almost in 90s. So I would go back and just reflect on my journey. How have I impacted the people I've met? How have I made their lives improved? How have I shared my journey, my story, that maybe something they have had from my own personal experience that have provided them the energy or the wherewithal to just, with the challenges they face on a daily basis, to fight through their own challenges, to make sure that they continue to believe in what they believe in, the simpler things. Treat everybody the way you want to be treated, and the importance of waking up every day trying to get better at no matter what challenges you have, to try to handle those challenges the best you can and try to get better at it. And I think when you play professional sports, the people you meet along the way, it's about the friendships that you're able to meet and maintain those friendships, and to be blessed with so many people who come from so many different backgrounds, but yet you've been able to have this bond that's something that lives on for a very long time. And so those are the things when I look back at and try to reflect on and try to be thankful for.
Yeah, that resonates with me because you both have given back so much. I think that's the one thing that I think people that enjoy this program is they get to find out about the person behind the persona. But I would have to ask you this. I would probably beat myself up if I didn't. 84, chicken pox arrives. You're doing some great work there. John Stockton is there. Charles Barkley's there. Patrick Ewing, Chris Mullen. That experience in of itself, regardless of the chicken pox, must have given you such a boost of confidence, Terry.
Yeah, you talk about the 1984 Olympic trials when they were going to be in L.A. Bobby Knight was the coach, and the gentleman who was everybody said, "How did you get there?" To my knowledge, I was the first NAIA player ever invited to the Olympic trials.
Ever. Yep.
And the commissioner of the NAIA at the time and all of his staffers called the selection committee, to my understanding, every day that week and said, "You guys got to have one NAIA player represent. It's never been done before." And he convinced them to allow to have an NAIA player participate in the 84 Olympic trials.
Sure.
I have no idea why he picked me. Obviously he watched our team during that week, watched us perform and watched me perform, and was, moved by our performance, moved by my individual performance, but also our team performance, to where he would put my name as that candidate for the 1984 Olympic trials. And then once I got there, obviously you mentioned some of the great names that were there, Michael Jordan, John Stockton. And, so obviously I went down there and competed very well and made the first 2 cuts, and then got diagnosed with chickenpox while I was in the process, which was, one of those, I'm at 20 and here I am diagnosed with chickenpox. No one gets that at 20. I'm supposed to get that as a child. And so I guess my childhood didn't allow me to collaborate or bump into anybody who had the chickenpox at that time.
Sure.
To get it that late, and who knows where I got it from. I think later it said a professor had gotten it, and I was attending a class, and he had maybe got there, and I got some of the symptoms. But that experience really got me an opportunity to get on the national stage and become kind of, in an NBA conversation, because the public may not be aware, but during that time, the Olympic trials, NBA personnel, scouts, and GMs could attend all those practices. So they got an early look at collegiate players and a lot of what they had to do on a day-to-day basis, and competing against the elite of the elite. So that was pretty special for me. And whenever you come from a small environment and you don't have a large body of work, they want to see you go up against the elite of that particular level. And that was the elite in regards to college sports, college basketball. And so I was able to go there, perform really well, get the chicken pox. Unfortunately, Bobby Knight was unbelievable, during that time. When I got diagnosed, he could have easily told me, hey, you were unbelievable, but this time you just got to go back. We're going to refill your spot. But he said, no, you earned an opportunity to come back to try to compete for the Olympic trials, for your country, to represent your country. Go home, get 2 weeks to try to come back. And then after those 2 weeks, I came back and obviously didn't continue to make the team. But one of the things that's such a great, amazing opportunity for that was I got cut by a couple of guys that you may have heard of before. One was named John Stockton.
Yes, sir.
Another one by the name of Charles Barkley.
Yes, sir.
And the third gentleman was named Maurice Martin. He was drafted, I think he played at St. Joe's.
Right.
He was drafted by the Denver Nuggets, and unfortunately, he had a couple of injuries that kind of shortened his career. But that was my coming out party, my opportunity to really get on the foresight in regards to NBA scouts. And they all had to all of a sudden check their globes and try to figure out where Stevens Point, Wisconsin was for they could come and watch me play that next year. Because at that point, I was going back to my senior year. I was one of the few guys that made it that far in the finals that still had another year of collegiate ball to play.
Well, your excellence made them work overtime. They had to, again, as you mentioned, where's Wisconsin Stevens Point again? Let's figure that out. But the other thing I would say, because you're very humble here, Bob, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out that it's not like it is today where you are anointed on the Olympic team.
Yes.
You had to try out and make the team.
Sure.
And the competition that Terry was in and all the Olympians up until recently when the pros took over, I mean, this was competition at its finest
collegiate players in the state.
Make the ball club. So
Yes.
To underscore what Terry was talking about, this is a big deal.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you earned your way on. Come back.
Yes, no question.
Huge,
Bob, you're right. I mean, to piggyback off what you said, to be part of the elite 20 of the nation says so much. 20. When it boils down to that, Terry made it down to the final 20. Alvin Robertson, one of the greatest defenders, he was on that team as well. He made the team. There was a litany of great players there. Now, you said it could because you're humble. I could tell, Terry. What do they see in you? Well, it might have something to do with the fact that Terry Porter was often asked to bring the ball up, play forward, go to the defensive board, guard the opponent's best player, and was teammates starting to get overmatched at the tournament in Kansas City. Porter took on more of a scoring load, averaging 25 points for 5 games. I think they got their attention, Terry.
Yeah, I think that kind of stood out in regards to our ability to compete on a national scale at the NAIA level championship tournament, and then move each day as the challenges faced. Different teams and different schemes that you had to adjust to.
And then that last game, losing by 2 in overtime at Fort Hays, was probably what a nail biter that thing was. But again, I from all the people that I speak to as well, there's no greater win than overcoming a loss at some point. It teaches you so very much. My gosh, guys and gals and pals who are watching us right now, we hope you appreciate the conversation. Before we transition into our second and final topic here of the evening, I would like to play a very brief video of those that we've lost. There have been so many great talents and luminaries and dear friends of mine who've been a part of the celebrity tournament that have gone on to a better place. So I'm going to play that video with all 3 of us on screen. And right after that, immediately following that, we're going to have a very brief, fun game, a moment of levity, and then our final topic is upon us. This is, again, to those that we've lost. Trio of options for Gallagher, more underrated than why. Sauerkraut, Henry Kissinger's deep, soothing voice, or dogs wearing sweaters.
I like dogs wearing sweaters.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, I haven't done an interview in 20 years.
What a great man. Mr. Sizemore, first name Tom. How are you, my friend? could turn the volume lower if you'd like next time. If you'd like me to do that, I could do that.
Wow, that was something else. I don't know what I can do now.
Oh, please.
That was terrific, man.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. And you know what? As charming as a guy that you are, man, and as honest as a guy as you are, and as down to earth as a guy as you are, you played a character that isn't so down to earth named Scrooge in college. You played Scrooge, and of course, I feel like a thespian should rely on their instinct. Do you feel like you rely on your instinct a lot as a storyteller as well?
I mean, playing Scrooge at that young an age was, when I think about it now, I only way I could have done it is I was relying on my instincts. You know, I could have done it any other way. Okay.
More underrated and why? Unicycles, Italian men named Skippy, or sophisticated dinosaurs?
What? More sophisticated dinosaurs?
Yeah,
I want to say the sentence. Italian men named Skippy. I just want to say.
Yes. Yeah. Italian men named Skippy.
I just want to say the sentence. Italian men named Skippy.
Yeah, something you'll ever hear. Yeah. Did you have fun? Did you have a nice time?
I had a great time. It was ball.
Yeah, man.
I want to do it again. This is great. I just think it's going to be, a lot of fun for people. I don't think people don't like this on the air. I don't think really. No, there isn't. You know, I just think it's going to be I'm very interested in how people respond to it, you know, because I know it's going to be interesting and see if people tune in and stay tuned in, and I really hope they do. And you know, I'm all yours, bro. Let's go out and make this work. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.
I teach a workshop, and one of my students finally said about my class about iambic pentameter. He finally said, "I got it, and he was excited, and it was both his elation and those 3 words that make it worthwhile, right?
Amen. Amen. You got it. But I think I've got to have equally passionate people involved in the production of it. That passion will override any reservations anybody has as to the show's potential for entertainment or education.
Did you feel as if transitioning to the stage and performing live theater was a natural fit for you?
Yes, I did. I always felt very comfortable on stage. More so on stage than I did in film or television. So I'm looking forward to you, Avi, giving me your thoughts and your input, because as I told you, that piece that you sent me is, I love good writing, and I think
Thank you,
that's been
sir.
my career. And this is a beautiful piece of writing, as I said. I'm referring to the piece that you wrote me. You're onto something because you're a writer. You're a creative force, and I want to hook up.
Thank you so much for those kind words, guys. Thank you for being you, my friend. I appreciate you and respect you wholeheartedly.
And that goes double for me to you, Avi.
What a great man. That's my pop. He taught me a lot. He was a gentle giant. He was about 6'7" before all the surgeries, my dad, but such a quiet man, served our country, of course, as well. I think you guys would have liked his company. And the question I have for you guys is, is there someone you think that is watching you from above that would enjoy this program, enjoy the 3 of us having a conversation, getting to know one another, someone that pops in your mind, perhaps someone that we've lost that was close to you?
Yeah, my mom and dad.
Okay.
For sure. That would be, I think that's the one thing, as you lose your parents, you want, if you're fortunate enough to have children, you just want to say, God, I wish they were around just to see what the kids became. And I think that's not, anything new for people, but I think that's the first thought that entered my mind.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm with Bob. Both of my parents, I lost both of my parents at a very young age. I lost my dad my mom the year we made it to the finals against Detroit, and then my dad the year we made it to the finals against Chicago. So I think those would be the 2 people that would come in my mind first and foremost, because they didn't get a chance to see all my success. And like Bob says, nothing more proud, I think, for a parent to see your kids come through your childhood, their young adulthood, and then see what they become out and what kind of life they lead. And then my parents, again, never met my kids. So that would be, those things are just would be so meaningful to be able to show my parents the life I was able to live because of the lessons they taught me and how I've been able to take those lessons and try to live my life and build a family like they were able to build a family.
Well, I don't want to speak on anyone's behalf, but I something tells me I have a nagging feeling that the next chapter of your lives are going to make them even more proud because you guys are still giving and doing so much just and helping so many people, giving a helping hand and advice, doing this right now. Bob and Terry, I do see our Hall of Famer in the back. This is an absolute legend from the world of pro wrestling. I want to invite him in right now. I want to bring him in with my introduction right now. So here is the introduction for a Hall of Famer backstage. Our next participant, our final participant, is a living legend that hails from a place that was as devoid of professional wrestling as a desert is devoid of water. He has helped them all in his journey from Ric Flair to Shawn Michaels and Hall of Famer Sergeant Slaughter. When he grew up, forget wrestling, there wasn't even any TV. That all changed in 1967. Thank heaven. The telly used to come on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon until 8 o'clock at night. The man, guys and gals, the man show that aired was Top Cat. And our luminary devoured it before putting on a single tight. Our luminary was an only child who enjoyed rugby and went to Catholic school where the nuns and priests expect you to follow any rule. After working at his friend's father's factory called Steel Web, he told his folks he wasn't going back to school. Much to his parents' chagrin, he would embark upon a journey that spoke to him, which isn't a sin. And soon he would watch him pin opponents small and large as his hand would be raised for the win. After taking an apprenticeship as a steel worker at age 15, his neighbor Brian Ashley would play a pivotal role in his life. He was 18 and a bodybuilder, and perhaps it helped him blossom and set him out on a path void of any strife. At 170 pounds, our luminary trained hard in a gym that was something out of a Rocky movie. This was years before he became a household name, right around the time where it was hip to utter the word groovy. Along with his tag partner, he was a pioneer wrestler and had payouts that were far and few in between. But he stuck with it and accomplished something that often goes unseen. He is soon to compete at the oldest age that any professional wrestler has ever attempted, and that is quite the feat. He's the only wrestler alive to be on the front cover of 378 publications, including the 80s hit Tiger Beat. He has held over 30 different versions of a tag team title, 30, which is beyond rare. He's also was honored at the Cauliflower Alley Club, an incredible organization run by B. Brian Blair. He's one of the few to be enshrined as a member of the WWE Hall of Fame as well as the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame. But despite the name, the acclaim, and being on top of his game, his attitude remains the same. He's given children the gift of a smile, and all the while, his action figures, magazines, memorabilia, and legacy make him more gallant and accomplished than any prince, king, or duke. He reminds us all to work hard and achieve as success isn't some fluke. His impact is as big as any man-made nuke. So put your hands together for a warm, humble, kind, and legendary human being and Hall of Famer, the one and only Bushwhacker Luke. Welcome, my friend, to the program, Luke.
Whoa, g'day, mate. It's great to be here with all you guys, and I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen in this contest.
Absolutely, my friend. I have to ask you the magic question, of course. 15,000, 5-day, 5-night trip to Greece. You've given so many kids so many smiles. You're a positive human being. Would you like to win? I love it. I love it. You're focused. I see the focus. I love it. Luke, I'm going to give you a chance at topic number 1, and then we'll all be caught up for topic number 2. So, Luke, my question for you, my friend, for topic number 1 in this scenario is, if mankind has been granted a precious gift, which allows you to have a one-time visit into the future, and you are permitted to visit your future self in the year 2050, what question would you ask your future self and why? You have 10 minutes to do so, and in this presentation, you can take as much time as you want. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. It's up to you completely. But if you are provided 10 minutes to ask one question to your future self and why, what would that be? Whenever you're ready, Luke, the floor is yours.
Well, I'm going with the same thing that I've been in all my life. Professional wrestling. And at that time, in 2050, it'll be a complete different business. I guess AI will be taken over. I won't be in the ring 28 days a month or 30 days a month. I'll be maybe once a month, 2 times a month, and it'll be going worldwide. When I was in the WWE, I was only doing 44 countries. Now they're doing 120, and that. So it'd be a complete different world for me. And of course, with this AI and all this international publicity, my merchandise, being a bushwhacker with will be going wild. There'll be no licking though after COVID. The head licking is over. Anyhow, Butch always licked the head. I always put my hand on their head and lick the back of my hand. But the fans were happy with that. Anyhow, that'll be over. I'd still be doing that and entertaining the people. But I can imagine what will be happening in 2050. It is with the AI and all, with all that sort of stuff. Merch would be going out of the doors so fast it would be crazy. I wasn't there with the when the internet took over. You know, I was in the Hulk Hogan era. God bless his soul. I've been sad for the last 2 weeks because Hulk's the one that got me to move to Clearwater. And we used to see each other every day. Then I had a fitness center above his shop in Clearwater that he came to 5 days a week. So this departure has been really hard on me, and my mind is not working. Well, it's an old mind anyhow. I have to crank it up now and again.
Oh, my friend.
So I'm looking at that the future in this business, you know, as in merchandise and all the other stuff, and what they can do with this AI in cartoons and everything. Yeah, the reality of it is out of my mind. You know, it'd be so far ahead. You know, I can't get to it. Really, I can't really focus how it would be.
Well, Luke, I have to tell you this. There's no AI software or program that can ever replicate the amount of love all the fans had for you, because, dare I say, I'm going to go on record here. I may be wrong. I may be off on this, but I pledge my allegiance to the truth. And the truth is, I would dare anybody to find somebody in the professional wrestling world or anywhere else that would willingly turn their face over to Luke while he licked it as he went into the ring. We willingly did that, Luke. We did.
Yeah. I think we were ahead of time when we went into WWF. We lifted it over when they said that we energized the product.
Yes, you did.
We were getting on too. When we went in, we'd already been, you know, we started as a tag team in 66.
Right.
1966.
Wow.
And stories, the Andre was Gene Ferree. He came to our country in 68. He hadn't been in North America yet. So we were wrestling him around the country in handicap matches. So we were. Then we came to US in 72, and of course we're with him in a promotion, and it moved on. Now all that thing going into the future, that would be different, completely different.
Completely.
But people would see it.
Yeah. And even that gym that you
today never saw that sort of stuff.
Even that gym that you came out of, which was Coolman's gym in Wellington, everybody came through there. Of course, a lot of Commonwealth champion boxers came out of that gym. So many legends, including yourself.
Yeah, that gym was like the old Rocky gym in the first Rocky movie. The old steam pipes were rattling. There was cowbells lying all over the floor. There was no rack, and there was only two machines. Well, not machines. There was a bench press and a squat rack.
Sure.
That's how it was those days. And the old the rings in there were boxing rings. And the floor you're standing on, that's how hard it was. And we used to go up on the top of the corner and get slammed off. You know, as my old man would say, you're full of piss and vinegar. That's an old saying from way back.
Yeah. And by the way, Luke, I have to say,
that'd be different today. In 2050, it'd be completely different. You'd be landing on a mattress.
On a mattress, yeah.
The ring would be so spring loaded. It'd be a mattress and that, and the sound and all that would be outstanding. So the future to me would be in there, and I'd love to be there now because I know my pocket would be open for all that cash coming in.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're being humble because for decades upon decades, you've given people and provided them so many smiles. Myself being one of them as well. Luke, I want to officially introduce you to Terry Porter and Bob Rathbun.
G'day, mate. It's great to meet you here.
Thank you, sir. After listening to you, I need 6 fouls and all my timeouts. I know that.
Sir,
pleasure meeting you.
Tell me what you were into sport.
But Bob Rathbun is a 13-time Emmy Award sportscaster, and Terry Porter is an absolute NBA legend who, of course, excelled in the NBA.
Yeah.
And much more, because when we unpack your lives, Luke, as you know, you've been on the program before. I love having people know what you guys have done to give back, so many other causes that you stand for. And Luke, before I transition to our final topic, there's a very brief moment of levity I like to play. This is the crazy writer in me. I like to come up with scenarios that are fun, family-friendly, but wacky nonetheless. I call this game I'd Pay. I'm going to give Terry Porter, Bob Rathbun, and Bushwhacker Luke a trio of options. They're going to have to select yes. They're going to have to select one of these and let us know which one they would pay to see and why if they had to. Of course, our viewers have played this game many a times before. So I'm going to start with Mr. Terry Porter and ask him of the following, if he had to, which he would pay to see and why. Terry, if these were available to you, which would you pay for to see and why? Rocky Balboa as a neurosurgeon, Seinfeld as a correctional officer, or Rambo the talk show host?
Wow. I would say Rambo, the talk show host.
Mate, I would say that too.
I would say Rambo, without a doubt. And the reason why, I don't think anybody would go across and try to question the questions he would ask, because Rambo would take him down. That's for sure.
He would
take him down.
He would. The talk show, you got to admit, though, the talk show knife would be, the knife that he would have on stage would probably be the great equalizer. I feel like if you're on a talk show hosted by Rambo, you're doing the talking, and you better, because you don't want his knife to do the talking. So I agree with you there. Rambo, the talk show host. Bushwhacker Luke, what about you? You picked Rambo. Why would you like to see Rambo as a talk show host?
Hey, I don't think anyone would argue with what he said. Not like today, but everyone around the world, or everyone in the United States, are arguing about you going into the government situation, and that with him, they would agree.
Yeah, no matter what. Either way, yes.
They would agree fully.
Absolutely. I would. I'd be a hard yes to everything.
The real rainbow would come out of them.
Right, there you go. That's Rambo. I'm going to ask Bob Rathbun the same question. Who would you pick if you had to, and why? Which would you pay to see of the following why? Rocky Balboa is a neurosurgeon, Seinfeld is a correctional officer, or Rambo the talk show host?
I think Seinfeld is a correctional officer. I think that would be hysterical. And I've never known him not to be funny. So you'd be in for an evening of entertainment, and I would gladly pay for that.
I love that. And I could see him trying to be funny, but at the same time, maybe kind of annoying some of the staff and the inmates, like why do they call these bars? They don't rhyme, or trying to be witty somehow, and it doesn't go over. So Seinfeld is a correction officer. If you would pay to see that, you'd have to watch that first episode, because I don't think there's a second episode if Jerry doesn't play his cards right. That's just me. Jerry needs to be respectful. I'm going to kick it over right now to Mr. Terry Porter for another option I'd pay. Which would you pay for to see and why of the following, Terry? Hannibal Lecter is a regular cast member of 90210, Big Bird the Bounty Hunter, or Conan the Librarian?
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Tough one.
I don't. I'll take the bounty hunter.
Big Bird. Big Bird. Terry, I heard something about Big Bird. I don't know if you knew this or not, but he ran the streets of Sesame. It's a great choice. Big Bird the Bounty Hunter. How would he be? He'd be so visible, so large, but God almighty, I wouldn't mess with Big Bird as Bounty Hunter. There's no doubt. He's got a mean streak. We know that. I'm going to ask Bob Rathbun the same question. Who would he pay for to see and why of the following? Hannibal Lecter is a regular cast member of 90210, Big Bird the Bounty Hunter, or Conan the Librarian?
Hannibal in a bikini, I think, would be something to pay for.
Hannibal Lecter. I could see him in the opening credits doing that about turn, like all the other stuff actors. Yeah, I could see Brenda and Brandon Walsh from 902 and asking, "What's for dinner?" And he deadpan and go, "You're for dinner." Mr. Bushwhacker Luke, Hall of Famer Bushwhacker Luke. What should you pay for to see and why? Good sir, of the following: Hannibal Lecter is a cast member of 90210, Conan the Librarian, or Big Bird the Bounty Hunter?
Conan the Librarian. They're completely opposites. If anyone's late with their book coming back to the library, I don't know what he would do.
You don't like them. Yeah.
All the books should be returned on time.
On time, yes. And God Almighty, if you don't return Grapes of Wrath within It's designated time. I would hate to see Conan Librarian losing it. We got about 2 more, and then we are out of here with our final topic, and that's about it. Terry Porter, if you had to pay for the following, what should you pay for to see and why? Darth Vader is a wedding planner, Godzilla is a massage therapist, or Freddy Krueger is a personal trainer?
Freddie Krueger is a personal trainer.
No wrist curls, though. No wrist curls.
No wrist curls.
I like that. Man,
Oh,
Bob
my
Rathbun,
God.
same question for you, my friend. Darth Vader is a wedding planner, Godzilla the massage therapist, or Freddy Krueger the personal trainer?
I got to go with Darth Vader.
Oh,
as a wedding planner.
Yeah.
You want to do what? Reception? You want to do what?
I would not want to be the caterer and not have enough fish tacos dealing with Darth Vader.
The cake is not right.
What do I call him? Mr. Vader, Darth, Mr. Darth? I don't even know what to call him. God almighty, Darth Vader. Bushwhacker, Luke, I want to see if you concur. If you go the other way, which would you pay for to see and why? I have the trio of options right here. Darth Vader is a wedding planner, Godzilla is a massage therapist, or Freddy Krueger the personal trainer?
Godzilla as a
massage.
Physical therapist.
You have to admit, he hit every part, though, right? He would hit everything. Right?
Yeah.
He'd be able to get everything.
Hey, you don't know what would happen to your body.
Yeah, I mean, he'd squash you, but he'd get everything. He'd get every
You may
part.
come in with a few complaints on different areas of your body, but you deal with your whole body and complaining.
I love that. This is the final one. We're not going to do all of them, of course, but here's the one I have for you guys. Terry Porter, which would you pay for to see and why of the following? Archie Bunker is a mountain climber, Ralph Cramden, the yoga instructor, or Don Corleone, the computer repair person?
Oh, the Godfather, as I'm Corleone knocking on your door. He'd give me
I've got a laptop you can't refuse.
Yes.
And Terry, if it goes awry and for whatever reason he didn't repair it properly, you wouldn't tell him that, would you? I mean,
I wouldn't tell him that because you know what happens? He may have me swinging with Luca Brasi, swimming with the fishes.
With the fishes. And by the way, the individual who played Luca Brasi was a very well-known professional wrestler.
Yes.
Dutch Montana. Yeah, there you go. I love that choice, Terry. Bob, same question for you, my friend. Which would you pay for to see and why of the following? Archie Bunker is a mountain climber, Ralph Cramden, the yoga instructor, or Don Corleone, the computer repair person?
I'm going to go with Ralph Cramden, but I do have to ask a question.
Yes.
How old do you have to be to know who Ralph Cramden was?
That's a good point. I love Ralph. But you're right. Oh, man. I've been trying to forcefully introduce Ralph Cramden into this broadcast so our viewers watch The Honeymooners so they get an idea of who Ralph Cramden was. 100%. As a yoga instructor. I mean, he might be able to do it for a few hours until Ed Norton walks in the room, right?
Alice.
Right. Or Alice. My gosh. Bushwhacker Luke, Hall of Famer, thank you for being here. Which would you pick of the following and why? Archie Bunker, the mountain climber, Ralph Cramden, the yoga instructor, or Don Corleone, the computer repair person?
Archie Bunker, the mountain climber. I don't think Archie couldn't even get out of his lounge chair.
That's true. And he didn't want anybody else sitting there either.
Yeah, I can imagine him getting his ass up a mountain.
You have to admit, though, if he's climbing a mountain and it seems to be challenging, he'd find some way to blame Edith, wouldn't he? He'd find some way to blame Edith. We know that. He'd blame Edith for everything.
And imagine him taking his wife with him up the mountain. That'd be something else. That'd be completely different.
I met the great Jean Stapleton. She was incredible. What an incredible Broadway storyteller and actress and singer, and of course, portraying the role of Edith. And Carol O'Connor. What a legend he was. But right now, guys and gals, you're looking at three incredible legends who are sharing their heart, their humor, everything with us over here across the board. Mr. Terry Porter, Mr. Bob Rathbun, Mr. Bushwhacker Luke. And right now, I'm going to ask Luke right now to kick off the second topic, and then, of course, we'll rotate it out. It's our final topic. The question I have for you, Luke, is, do you think it's scarier to think about how much of our life is formed by things out of our control, or how much of our life is formed by things that are within our control? Whenever you're ready, the floor is yours, Mr. Luke.
Say that again, sir.
Absolutely, yeah. Do you think, you could go either way you'd like here, Luke. Do you think that much of our life is formed by things that are out of our control, or how much of our life is formed by things that are within our control? Whenever you're ready to go, my friend, the floor is yours.
Yes.
And you know what, Luke? I know that you just also arrived here. I'm going to kick it over to Mr. Bob Rathbun first, and I will repeat this again to our audience. it's scarier to think about how much of our life is formed by things that are out of our control, or how much of our life is formed by things that are within our control. Which one might be scarier in this case? Bob, whenever you're ready to go, the floor is yours, good sir.
I think the way that hit me was, to put it like this: as you go through your life, probably as a young man, you think it's outside events that are affecting your life. You didn't get the job. You didn't get the date with the girl that you wanted. You didn't get the money that you wanted. And you played the blame game. Okay. But I think as you get older, you understand that no, that's not the case at all. Everything that has happened to me happened because of me, good and bad. It was my mistakes. It was my fractured relationships. It was my not knowing. It was my ignorance of a situation. It was things that I could have done better. If my ego had not gotten in the way. So I think it's a question that as you go through your life, go through time, it changes. You kind of have, maybe early on, a little chip on your shoulder, like Terry, maybe you got cut from the team and you didn't think you deserved it. You put the blame somewhere else, but maybe you weren't good enough. But I think, at least for me, as I have gotten older, I've come to the understanding that it's what you do, how you handle it, and how you move on. How do you make corrections? How do you handle the fortunes that come your way? How do you handle the misfortunes that come your way? And you get much more reflective on this. To me, it was more of a philosophical question than it was a reality question.
Absolutely. Yeah. I remember, I believe it was Stacy Keach, Oscar-winning actor, said to me at first, he says, how can we have a competition about philosophy? And then after the segment, he says, I see what the whole point is. The backdrop is Greece and the money, but essentially for us to be able in real time over here, collectively as a unit, as an ensemble, if you will, to be able to dig deep within ourselves. I have the best seat in the house, Bob, because I could learn from you, which I have, and from Terry, which I have, and from Luke, which I have. And I love that we're able to explore these questions together, because you're right. Otherwise, these are philosophical questions that maybe we don't quite tackle, because let's be honest, there's 24 hours in a day, despite the fact that the Beatles promised us 8 days a week. They lied about that. But we only have 7. We only have 7. But that's such a great way of putting it, my friend. I really appreciate you going there. I'm going to ask Mr. Terry Porter if he could do the same with his question, and I'll set it up for our audience. Terry, do you think it's scarier to think about how much of our life is formed by things that are out of our control, or how much of our life is formed by things that are within our control? Whenever you're ready to go, the floor is yours, good sir.
Thank you. And again, I would have to echo some of the things that Bob said. In your early years, your birthplace, your parents, genetics, things like that you have no control early on. Historical events, certain family members all of a sudden getting ill when you're young and you don't understand why they got ill. And then as you grow and you continue to live life, then it's about the decisions you make. It's about the people you surround yourself with. It's about the decisions that you have faced and how you make those decisions. Did you base them by yourself? Did you make those decisions with sound foundation and other people influencing you and helping you with those decisions? How did you go about trying to get better at your skill set? What was your goals back then? Was it to be part of a high school team? Did you work on those things? If you did and you failed, well, why? Did you not work hard enough? And so I think it's really two parts. Early on, when you don't really have the ability to make decisions and the ability to understand those decisions, then you rely on other people. And so sometimes that's out of your control. But as you grow in life and as you experience more things in life, you understand the importance of making sure that you're putting yourself in the best possible position every day to really take advantage of doors that open up for you can step through them well educated and well prepared to take advantage of those situations that are provided for you.
And you certainly have, much like Bob and of course Luke, because I'm always fascinated by, again, the next chapter, if you will, the next phase in somebody's life, professionally or what have you. and to know that you were able to, and I hear this from a lot of the people, because Bob and myself and Terry are kind of in the same circles. They always said Terry Porter was a coach even when he was playing. And what a compliment that is, to know that you were revered by some of the youngsters. I believe, you know what? There's a connection. 96, 97, Bob Rathbun, of course, joins the Atlanta Hawks. Terry Porter, as a Minnesota Timberwolf, Stephon Marbury was the rookie, if I'm not
Yes, he was.
Were you his veteran? Were you his vet, Terry?
I was his vet. Vet. Obviously played a position, and Marbury came in with obviously a lot of hoopla, being a great player he was. Obviously New York legend, but what he was able to do in college, and was expecting great things. Obviously, when he reached the NBA.
Sure, without question. So it's great to know that being a coach. I sometimes when you hear someone's announced as a head coach, of course you know about their pedigree and being on the bench for a long time. I won't get into it too deep, but I always thought Patrick Ewing should have gotten a chance to become a head coach with his vast array of experience, of course, on the sidelines. But when you were announced, of course, in your first head coaching gig, obviously we know that you were an assistant. If I'm not mistaken, you were already an assistant for Rick Adelman in Sacramento, coaching, of course, in Milwaukee, and then later on for Phoenix. I thought it made sense to me because I think that it's X's and O's plus commitment plus respect, and you had universal respect from those players, Terry. I mean, there's no doubt that players looked at Terry Porter, and when he spoke, they listened.
Well, again, I think it's one of the important things when you talk about players. If you're in a position of leadership, they're going to first look at you and say, what experiences have you had that really, give you the opportunity for this? And obviously being in those shoes with them, being able to understand the journey they're embarking on from the young years to the mid years to try to establish their careers and try to put them in a system, and use my own personal experience on what it was like during my journeys when I had failure, when a team cut me, how do I respond? And
Sure.
when I got traded, those type of things, I think all the players look for leadership, people in leadership to try to help them in those situations. And then it's about trying to put those players in the best possible position for they can continue their success. And they always look at that. Now it's about the team, but it's also about how you can put their skills in a position to be successful within that team.
My gosh, and having the patience to be able to do that and let them blossom and grow. My gosh, patient of a saint. And, guys, again, Terry Porter, two-time All-Star. I don't know if anybody knows this, but I want to bring this up. Mr. Bob Rathbun retired as an All-Star. Yes, that is true. The first 12 years of age, you were an All-Star first baseman in Rowan County Little League. That happened.
Yes.
And it's also the first year, of course, you started broadcasting. I want to bring this up, though. Being able to be the voice of so many great moments, I think, is something that maybe even you should hear more about, because when I mute the television and I watch a game, it has an effect on me, a profound effect. But when I actually listen to a voice such as yourself, as highly esteemed as you are, you're able to make me feel. And I, thinking about such great moments, the 19-game winning streak the Hawks had during their 60-win season, that was an incredible run. Being able to call the Braves games when Andres came back from cancer, that must have been an amazing thing to do, right, Bob?
Those are the moments that stand out. There's no question, Avi, that, you never know when the moment is going to happen. So you hope that you're prepared and you can meet the moment as a broadcaster. But these are things that happen, and they are once in a lifetime opportunities. That 19-game winning streak you were talking about, something happened that season that had never been done before in the NBA and never since. We went the entire month of January, didn't lose a game.
Right.
And when you think about how many games are played in a month with all the travel and everything,
incredible.
Just an unbelievable streak that'll never be duplicated.
Never.
So you enjoyed the magic carpet ride, while it lasted. And the best part about it to me, and Terry's a guy that and Luke has been to the pinnacle of the competition.
Sure.
We haven't. But what was so great about that team, the 60-win team, and winning 19 in a row, was how everybody in the city became a Hawks fan. You drop off your dry cleaning, and the little old lady behind the counter says, "Aren't our Hawks doing well?" And you know that the whole town is swept up in the Hawks mania. And so that was so great.
And it's so great that you said that, because you brought up the fans earlier. I see how much passion you have and respect for the fans out there. And I know that over in Blazer Nation, the fans bleed Portland Trail Blazers basketball. We know that. And guys, again, you're not going to say it, but I will. You know, Virginia Sportscaster of the Year 6 times, Mr. Bob Rathbun. Georgia Sportscaster of the Year 98. Of course, Virginia Sports Hall of Famer in 2008. And guys, one Hall of Famer to another, Mr. Bushwhacker Luke. I will ask you this question, my friend, and then we will bid everyone adieu. We will bid each other.
Avey, I got one question first to Terry.
Sure.
What year did you play, mate?
I played basketball 1985 to 2002.
So you were around when Jordan and the what's his name from Boston, Larry Bird.
Larry the Legend, yes.
Yeah, and on the West Coast we had, was it Magic at the time?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it was the Lake Show, I guess they called him, Pat Riley Lake Show. The Lakers, Magic, Kareem, James Worthy.
Oh, you were in it when it hooked me. You know,
yeah.
We didn't have basketball in New Zealand, mate. We had the women played basketball, and there was no backboard on the hoop. Can you imagine
what?
that?
Wow.
No backboard when I was there. Now they've got a backboard, and men are playing it. It's semi-professional. But that was woman then. When I come over and started watching it, I couldn't get with it till that era, the era that you were in. And then I really became a fan of it.
Yeah. Well, it was a pretty special era. That era had some great Hall of Fame players. It was a great generation.
Great names, great legends, Hall of Famers.
And Luke, I promise you he won't say it, but of course, Terry, what a legend, two-time All-Star, played in the pinnacle. Terry was, of course, an All-Star during the heyday of a Kevin Johnson and an Irvin Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Patrick Ewing, Dominique Wilkins. The list goes on. David Robinson. He was there. He was one of the biggest stars. And, you know, so are you. So are you. And you should always take your roses, my friend, because, again, I want to say this to you, Luke. You have to hear this. When you were wrestling prior to the WWF, prior to arriving there, you're already a veteran of the game. And I want our viewers to know that even though you travel the world, there's no off-season in professional wrestling. There certainly wasn't when you were around. There's no medical. There's no union. You were literally wrestling over 350 days a year without break, without fail. And if you did hit some of those glamorous sites across the world, you were lucky if there was a Denny's open at 5 a.m. And then, you know, you go into the airport, squeezing in and workout, lather, rinse, repeat all over again, right?
Hey, mate, the only late night place was the Waffle House. The
Waffle House.
As you know, Terry, the Waffle House, the late night, the Waffle House.
Unreal. And you did this without fail.
Too, mate. Before WWE, there was 27 territories in North America. That's including Canada. And you're in the car. A lot of them, you're in the car for 3,500 miles a week. Wow. That's what you're doing in that. You get home about 4 in the morning. You get some sleep, get to the gym, on the road again.
Right.
You're doing a Willie Nelson. On the road again.
On the road again, yeah, sure. And of course, and you wrestled for all the promoters, Luke, right? You wrestled for the Bob Geigels and the Jim Crockett's, and of course the Maritimes over there in Canada, Al Tomko. You were everywhere.
Yeah, I wrestled all over the country.
That's okay.
Are you there?
That's okay. We can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you. It's okay.
Yeah. Anyhow,
camera's off, but we can hear you.
I've lost you.
Can you hear us, Luke?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Luke, my friend, if you can, turn the camera on, but if you can't, we can still hear you. Luke, I do want to ask you this final question, my friend, before we depart. Do you think it's scarier to think about how much of our life is formed by things that are out of our control, or is it scary to think about how much of our life is formed by things that are within our control?
Well, I got to say this. That split. Later on in life, it was, it was in control. But earlier on, I didn't know what was happening. I started, when I left school, I was an engineer and became a steel worker, a turner and fitter, lathe work and all that. And I never never heard. This was in New Zealand in the early 60s, 59, 60. We never heard of professional wrestling. Didn't know it till my next door neighbor went in a bodybuilding contest, and he was placed in Mr. New Zealand second or something, and the judge in Mr. New Zealand said to him, "You want to make some money with that body?" He didn't know what he was talking about. Next minute, the guy said, "There's a gym, 6 miles away that all the boys meet Monday to Friday. Come in." And that's when he went, and he saw 2 boxing rings and the gym I explained to you before.
Sure.
And he started, and I never knew. He just told me about it. But I was 160, 175 wet, and I never thought that I would be hooked up in it. But 6 months down the line, I was going to the gym with them and getting on the mat and pushing around with the guys, and they were semi-professionals. They had cauliflower ears and twisted noses. You know what I mean? They were like that.
And Luke, they would do that purposely, right? Sometimes to establish themselves as veterans, they would kind of give themselves the cauliflower ears.
No, the older guys would fold your ear over and whack you. Say you don't look arrested till you got a cauliflower ear.
Wow.
I had that done to me, but I got I heard about it before. I got a razor blade. It all swelled up. Got a razor blade and nicked it a few, and the blood drained. And it didn't, one ear sticking out further than the other. This ear. That's the ear they did.
Wow.
Anyhow,
I
didn't realize, where I was going to be. And next minute, I'm wrestling in Wellington Town Hall. That's the capital.
Yeah.
And I'm only just turning 16. I'm a light heavyweight. And I'm working against these guys in the ring. And those days, it was 6 5-minute rounds.
Incredible.
And the main event was 8 8-minute rounds.
And of course, there's 2 rings, 20 by 20 with 4 ropes. So
but in the town hall, and the commission was the police.
Right.
They would come and measure between the ropes to make sure it's 20 feet. Can you believe that? It was 3 inches or 4 inches. They make you pull through the shackles, wind the shackles to pull it out further. They were strict, and you couldn't have any criminal convictions. The promoter had to send the names in 3 months before the show, and they would go over the talent to see if they had criminal convictions. That's how tough it was in New Zealand.
Incredible.
So I never knew that happened, and anyhow, I did start wrestling, blah, blah, blah. Butch was still playing rugby, and that till 65.
Right.
And then he came and trained at the gym, and then 66 we became partners. And I never knew. We were doing Singapore, and the promoter was going up and doing Singapore and Malaysia, Penang, where Muhammad Ali had one of his matches there in Malaysia.
Sure.
Kuala Lumpur or Penang, whatever, and then up to
Gosh, and then of course, what a career in Canada and to the States. And I got to say this, Luke. I got to say this. I think this is amazing that an interesting thing here. You come to the States, you've never seen a microwave dish before, and when you saw an electric carving knife, you said, "What the bloody hell are these Yanks doing with an electric carving knife?"
All these things. Hey, I've never seen a car where you push a button and the trunk opens. The windows, we had no electric windows or nothing.
Wow.
And the gear stick was like this. You had the gear stick for,
Yeah.
Well,
I got to tell you, Luke, you are.
Nothing expected. And we never expected, that we would become a name. We were lucky that Andre came to New Zealand in 68, and we did handicap matches with them all over the place.
Andre the Giant.
Then,
I got to tell you, Luke, you are young at heart, and I cannot wait.
He came to America in 71, and we came to North America in 72.
Sure.
The same promotion. And then when we got there, he was tag partners with the promoter on the top, and straight away we were working main events. Now, who would think 2 guys from down under, a little country with 3 million people and 100 million sheep?
Well, nobody would, but you know what, Luke? You've made even more. My friend, you made even more fans now. And I got to tell you, you are young at heart. Again, going to be the oldest wrestler officially to wrestle at age 80. I think that's remarkable. You inspire a lot of us, my friend. Did you have a nice time on this program, Luke?
Yeah, I did have a nice time. Anyhow, as I said, it changes then, because when life goes on and now you're watching how the countries work, you sort of change. You have to change with the times.
Yes, sir.
And I've changed through all those, about 5 decades with the times and that. And now, a year or two ago, the government was trying to run you, clone you. They were trying to clone you.
Well, that's why you're my friend, Luke, because I know no one's going to control me if you're on my side. I'm going to tag you every time, just like the late Butch did as well. I'm going to tag you, my friend. You're always going to be a tag team partner here with TKN. I hope you have a great rest of the day, my friend. You are loved.
Love you too, mate. And guys, great to meet you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Likewise.
Enjoyed being on the program with you.
Likewise, my friend. I will see you soon. Thank you.
Okay.
The great Luke, Bushwhacker Luke, such great energy and great vibes, made so many kids happy along the way. Guys, as we depart, I queued up about a 35, 45-second video tribute for you guys, set to some great photos, of course. I hope you enjoy that. But before we depart, Bob, Terry, anything you'd like to tell one another?
Terry, should we introduce Bushwhacker Luke to load management?
Yes. Boy, it would be very interesting to see how he managed that. I don't think he could be tagged. He could get tagged out. Could he get tagged out?
There you go. And I got to tell you, man, it's fun to know that. Would you guys concur? This sounds sappy, but I'd rather be sappy than cynical. I say this is a place where strangers leave as friends. Would you guys concur?
I would totally concur with that.
For sure.
I appreciate that.
Sure.
You guys are awesome. I really had such a great time with you. I would like to play a video for Mr. Terry Porter first and Mr. Bob Rathbun second. It's a very quick video. So, Bob, if I can, I'm going to put you backstage for a quick 60 seconds and then play your tribute video if I can.
Sure.
Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that. And Mr. Terry Porter, again, this is a tribute video I put together from me to you. Kind of a little bit of a trip down memory lane, if you will.
All right.
Yes, he is. Wisconsin Stevens Point. Yeah.
Wow, look at
Hall
that.
of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir.
Coaching.
Yes, sir. Great coach. Oh, Jersey night.
Jersey night. Wow.
Wow. I can imagine the goosebumps.
Great night. Great memories.
Yes, sir. Yep. There it is. Number 30.
Oh, there it is.
Thank you, man.
Oh.
Wow. Wow. That's something. I say this in jest, but take that, Mike. Take that, Mike.
Take that. Wow. Look at that picture.
91 All-Star team. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Incredible.
Incredible.
Family. What it's all about.
Family.
Sir. The late Bill Walton.
Oh, the late and great Bill Walton.
Yes, sir. All
Family.
about family. Daughter?
Oh, there's my daughter.
Yeah. Rick Adelman.
Rick Adelman. Here's Dennis.
Yeah. Mo Williams.
Mo Williams.
Johnson.
Big shot.
Press conference at Sunskirt. What a story you have, my friend. How it started, my great story.
Wow.
What a legacy. I had that. I had that.
You had that.
Career high 40 points.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. John Stockton.
John Stockton. What great battles we had.
Right. Winners with Indians and he hopes the title game.
Yeah.
Live.
Oh, man. My running mate. What a great player he was. Unbelievable.
Yes, sir. Wow.
UT in the bluff. Jack Ramsey, my first coach.
Thank you for being you and doing what you do. Much respect, my friend. I got to tell you this. Man, you know, I often say this to people that I care about. Your presence is a present because you make people around you better. And I cannot say anything more sincerely than that. You make everyone around you better. I'm glad we're going to become fast friends. I'm here for you as a friend as well. You've done a bunch of these. Did you have a good time? Did you have a nice time, Terry?
I had a great time, man. Great time. Just great to be able to, like you said, be among other fashions, great sports people, and have a chance to interact with them and exchange ideas and talk about life. It's one of those special moments in life.
But still win the tournament.
And still win the tournament. Yeah. It's always got to keep winning. Always be winning.
Do you like the fact that this is sort of a different kind of a platform and not your same old, or?
I think that's a great pivot on just the same old questions, and it gives the fans, your fans, a chance to see athletes and people who play in that industries, the different industries, sports industries, entertainment industries, and get to see another side of them. And it's so critical that the general public get a chance to see those entertainers and see the other side of them that they're accustomed to seeing, and know that they're human beings and they have accomplished a lot, but also have done it with some of the challenges that everybody's faced with in their journey.
There's no doubt, my friend. Thank you for inspiring the masses, and I hope you have a great rest of the evening, my friend.
All right, you as well. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The great Terry Porter, Bob Rathbun. I got to bring you up here as well. God Almighty, what a class act Terry is. What a class act you are. Did you like your conversation with Terry, my friend? And
yes, of course. I've been a big fan of his for a long, long time, and he's class personified.
And so are you. And I want to bring this up, guys. I'm going to put this up on screen and have this on even when Bob is not on. As you guys know, I like to bring up some of the goings on of the world for some of these participants that have so much going on. This is figuresofspeechlab.com. I recommend that people go on there and check that out, Bob. Why does that speak to you? Why does figuresofspeechlab.com speak to you so much?
Well, there's a lot of public speaking. If you ask people to give us a speech in public, a lot of them say they'd rather die than have to get up in front of a bunch of people and talk. For guys like me and you, that's not that big a deal. We want to master what we do. But for a lot of people, it's very intimidating. And my partner and I, Des Thornton, want to offer people who are interested a chance to, whether you're speaking to 3 people in a conference room or 30,000 people in a stadium, to give you the confidence and the tools to make an impact and make your message hit home. And I think a lot about, what Terry was a college coach and he had a young staff underneath him, the guys that are trying to move up, young assistant coaches in the NBA, young front office people in the NBA, colleges, what have you, trying to better themselves. And the way that you speak and the way that you handle yourself in front of the camera will do more to advance your career than just about anything. Obviously, when you've got your competencies in coaching or whatever, what have you, but your ability to speak, your ability to influence, your ability to persuade is so crucial to your success that we want to be there as a resource to help people if they might think they need some polish here and there.
I think that's amazing. I don't know if you would concur, but I think creative risk-taking flourishes in private spaces, and that prepares you for the public arena, so to speak.
And this is all private. We don't post endorsements and stuff like that. We're here to help because you're right, Avi. It takes a lot to step up and say, you know what, I kind of suck at this, and I need help. I've been put in a position where I have to speak to my sales team. To do this publicly. I'm on the school board now, and I have to be able to speak in public. I need some help. And so that's what this is all about.
I love that. And that's why I love that this is such a healthy marriage with you being on here and Terry, because I always say that the new network is a place where we yearn to learn. And what I earn is what I learn over here. And I've learned a lot from you two gentlemen. I have to ask you this because I kick myself in the old butt if I don't ask you this. I promise you, I have very thick skin. How would you assess what I do here with the microphone? I mean, you're a legend. I would love to hear your opinion of what I do here.
Oh, I am so impressed. I really didn't know quite what to expect today. But I came across thinking, this is something that a lot of people can benefit from.
Thank you.
Your audience, which is massive, I can see why you built this to the point you have, and it will only get better.
Thank you.
Because this is real talk. This is real conversation.
Yes, sir.
You're asking questions of people that is going to elicit an unrehearsed response, and that is genuine. And I think there's a lack of that in the marketplace. So I applaud you. You've got a great way about you. It's fun. It's light. But by the same token, you get to the heart of the matter with your questions and stuff. It makes the guest think about the response, which is great. Now, I think you're onto something special here. I really
That
do.
means a lot to me with your experience and Terry's, of course, and Luke, just being here and offering your positivity, my friend. You had a nice time?
Great time.
Thank
Love
you
to
so
come
much.
back.
And guys and gals.
I guess I have to come back to be able to collect the check and the Klein tickets.
That's right. That's right. Going to win the tournament. And guys and gals and pals, again, we will be seeing hopefully Bob Rathbun very soon. Progresso Soup, thanks for watching. I would like you guys to get involved in anything Terry and Bob is doing. My friend, I hope you have a great rest of the evening.
Thank you. I'm going to go study the NBA schedule.
Yes, sir. Bob Rathbun and Terry Porter, guys, what a work ethic they have and their humanity. We want to thank them both for being here, and Bushwhacker Luke, Hall of Famer as well. Guys, if you walked away with a smile all the while, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. We don't take anything with us to the grave. We don't. We take our smiles, we take our knowledge, and hopefully we've carved out a legacy that is anything but superficial. And if Bob Rathbun and Terry Porter can guide you the way they have, listen to them, because as you can see, it's through their eyes you can see their humanity and their dignity. So if you can, remain classy throughout. There is no reason. I can tell you in my nearly 2.5 decades as a professional screenwriter working for some of the best studios, you don't have to step over people in order to get to the top. You don't. Because you know what? The view is a lot more enjoyable when those people are there with you on the mountain. I think it's pretty cool. So guys, thank you again. We'll bring in our panel. We'll find out very soon who advances to the next round. And thank you very much for your time.
Oh, it's Dakota. It's
What
just
a show. What a show. How y'all doing?
I am doing great because what did we just witness here? That was so much fun. So
Mind
much
blowing
fun.
as always, right? It's so electric.
Yeah, I mean, just all those three individuals, all four of them, I've included from different worlds, but yet somehow they all find a way to meld together. That is from the heart what I love seeing every Saturday.
Electrifying.
Oh, yeah.
It really is. Every week is different. I can't say one week is better than the other. There might be matches I like more. There might be competitors I'm more excited to see at first, but every week I leave like that's my favorite one. That's
every
because
week.
each night is so different from every other week.
Yeah, they all had their own form of piss and vinegar. You know, and
That's it. That piss and vinegar line got me, man. It was so good.
Hey, Christine. Hey, Chad. Hey,
Just full
Al.
of piss and vinegar.
It is
I
definitely
love it.
a bit of an older phrase. I still hear it pop up every once in a while. But I think
Oh,
it's something
man.
you need in the pro wrestling world.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All three of them. And Bushwhacker, what an electric, just his way with words is incredible. I could listen to this guy all day long.
And speaking of words, guys, let's make sure you vote. You vote for who resonated with you, who spoke to your heart, spoke to your mind, who delivered an argument in your best way possible.
Yes, and that is
Every one of them.
Let us know if that is who you vote for topic 1 and who you are voting for topic 2. We will have the not enviable task of doing this live on screen, because how do you vote on that? How do you vote when they're open and giving and sharing their hearts and love it? Good night, Jacques.
Good night, Jack.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Thank you so much.
Bye, Natalie.
Hey, time.
Get your votes in before you leave and have a great time.
And also, so did anyone predict any of these three?
I had some predictions, but I was far off. But I can tell you that after seeing them,
oh wow, okay, we got to vote.
They make so much sense.
There you go. We got a vote right here. Pierre Kelly, round 1 to Bob, round 2 to Luke. All right.
Nice.
Thank you, Pierre. See, look, we've got our first vote in. They are being tallied in the back. Thank you, Pierre. Classy Times has her vote in for topic 1. That is for Bob. Thank you, Classy Times. Let's see what your vote is for topic 2. Power Store, Terry, topic 1, and Bob, topic 2. Thank you so much,
Nice.
Power Store, for being here and voting.
I know it's hard.
Yep, and we have Chad's vote as well. Topic 1, vote for Terry. I think you resonated with me the most on this one. Great, Chad. Let us know who you are voting for topic 2 as well. We need both topics. Classy Times is voting for Terry on topic 2. Thank you, Classy.
Nice.
Julio Negron, topic 1, they all killed, but Bob gets topic 1. And for topic 2, I love the route that Terry went, so he gets my vote for topic 2. Love it, love it, love it.
Okay.
Thank you, Julio. I love seeing these coming in fast. This means Will E. Wilson. I'll vote Luke all the way around. Thank you, Will, for getting that in.
Oh,
Nicely done.
we got Demand 33. I don't know if I pronounced Demand right, but that's Terry topic.
Man.
1, I'm guessing, and Bob topic 2. All right, thank you so much, man.
Good votes. Excellent
All right,
choices.
Phil missed topic 1, but votes for Bob on topic 2. Thank you, Phil.
Love it.
Nice.
And Eric's in topic 1, Bob. Topic 2, Terry. Awesome. Thank you so much, Eric. If you haven't gotten your votes in, we've seen a lot of them come in now. If you haven't gotten them in, get them in now.
Keep them coming. We're reading them off live right here for you. Chad Dixon coming in. Topic 2, I vote Bob. And it took this one by a small margin. It was very, very close. What great speeches, stories, childhood memories from these people. It's just unbelievable. What a great night.
Steven Vasquez, my vote is for Luke! Exclamation point.
Luke takes it. Big Luke takes it. Bushwhacker, also a good drink.
Yeah, Steven.
Luke, is that topic 1, topic 2, or I vote? Steven, is that topic 1, topic 2, or vote for Luke? Please let us know.
He's just Luke all the way around. Love it. He was very electrifying.
Steven, I it's awesome to see you here, buddy. I remember you. Good times. Love you, brother. I send you a big hug. Un abrazo, hermano.
Nice. I got Bob topic 1 and Terry topic 2. Thank you, PS. Bob takes number 1. Terry takes 2.
Thank you, Lester.
They're coming in hot, man.
They are coming in hot right now. Oh, I hope our contenders are watching this. This is awesome.
All the way around for me, buddy.
All the way around, Steven.
Topics 1 and topics 2 there.
Yes, some evidence too, by the way. Yeah, some evidence.
Uh-oh.
I only wish it was all the way around for Howard back in college, right, Stefan?
Howard?
Oh my goodness.
That sounds like there's a story here.
Oh yeah, there is.
The Cinema Club is in the house. We always appreciate you being here. Thank you for your votes.
Okay. Sal, you want to read this? Yeah.
Okay, Tess, take him, Sal. Got rid of him. We got voting 1, Terry, and for 2, we got Bob. Excellent votes. It was a hard one.
It was definitely a hard one. I have no idea which way. Oh, no comment. There is a story there, isn't there, Mr. Collado?
Oh, those were young times, Steven.
Oh, come on.
I think we need a little
hard.
bit
You got to think hard.
I think we need a little bit more than that.
The most important emoji there is this right here.
Got some secrets, some old secrets. Is this old things coming up from your past here, Howard?
Let's just say we bared our soul, you know.
Oh no. We'll talk about it after.
Unfortunately for Howard, that's all he bared in that trip, huh?
Wasn't any memories for sure.
I'm intrigued, but Howard seems to not want to let us on, so he can go ahead and read that vote there.
Christopher, always awesome to see you, my friend. Bob has my vote for topic 1, and Terry for topic 2. Thank you, Christopher.
The good thing is you actually did something well by not bearing all back in college. You made somebody very happy, if you remember her name, by not bearing all, Howard.
Oh my. This is an inside story that I'm going to need somebody to open the door for right here. I need to know what's happening, Dick. Come on, you got to spill the beans now, Howard.
Wait, Dakota, you
We
mean
gotta know.
unlike the door that was slammed in Howard's face? That's like that door?
Sure.
Like that?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, and the shots were fired and the story heats up. I'm ready. I got my popcorn. How did this go down, Howard?
Hey, guys and
What's
gals
going
and
on?
pals, guys and gals and pals, this is the second half of the show. We have a lot of fun. I can tell you right now, old friends, new friends, everybody in the comment section, you're the engine that makes this thing go. We appreciate you guys providing a ton of energy. What a great night. I want to say this to my dad, who's in heaven. Terry Porter was my favorite player. I've said that. Our boy Sass, who comments here a lot, he can attest to that. Terry Porter was my favorite player growing up. It wasn't a Larry Bird or a Michael Jordan. I liked Terry's leadership. I liked his poise. I liked how professional he was on the court and off the court. Won so many citizenship awards. Looked up to the guy as the man he was. And it's great to know that I was hanging with Terry Porter, guys. You know, at the end of the day, we don't get starstruck. People are people. We've all been around a lot of luminaries for decades. I've been, but I can tell you, it's a special moment knowing that my dad is proud that we did something that probably was never on the horizon years ago. We're having conversations where we find out more about the person behind the persona than anything else. And that's what TKN's all about. So thank you guys for enjoying this living room style conversation where we have philosophical fun and edutainment. What, education on a Saturday night? What? Who would have thought that we'd have education? Who would have thought we'd be in a classroom virtually on a Saturday night? All right, we are doing it, guys and gals and pals. And we're even finding out about Howard's supposed love life in college. How about that? What else can you ever ask for? All in one umbrella.
I gotta say, Avi, I really, really love that this moment means so much to you. But I think it's safe to say your pop was proud all along, not from this moment, bro, for everything you've done. I mean, just so amazing. But I am so happy for you that this is coming together and this is your dream. That's awesome. You deserve it, buddy. Every bit of it.
Well, it's what's really amazing.
Go ahead, Howard.
No, I was just going to say what's really amazing is that, you know, they come on here and they recognize so much of what we're trying to do. And Terry is like, you really allow the athlete to be seen, right? We're not just athletes.
Absolutely.
I mean, you don't know how many conversations me, Giselle, and Avi have about, you know, what it is we're doing here. And so when they come on here and they get it, it's like, yes.
Yeah, you know, here's the thing. Before COVID, screenwriting, and it still is, of course, my passion, my bread and butter. When you meet people that you watched on television, at least for my sake, there was never a moment of being starstruck. I've worked with a ton of luminaries, but when you meet them and you realize that the person is much more legendary than the resume, that's really what it's all about. And that's why these topics will always be different. You know, we're over 800 topics, guys and gals and pals. We now have 155 Hall of Famers for the world of sports, music, and wrestling, not to mention Oscar, Grammy, Tony, Emmy, Golden Globe, AMA, and WGA award winners and nominees and Olympians as well. This is the final lap of round number 2. There is nothing like this, guys. We've never taken a break. 257 consecutive episodes. SNL, Bill Maher, with all due respect, they can't book at this frequency. Neither can the Tonight Shows out there. Not that there are many Tonight Shows left. We're seeing a lot of those. That's a different story. We're not going to get political. But this network over here, guys, is backed by an amazing sponsor, Progresso Soup. We are happy that they are our corporate sponsor. It took a while. We're happy that you guys have given us 5.1 million total views on our YouTube channel in 20 months, along with an average of 6-figure views every single Saturday night. We appreciate that. And not to mention, guys and gals and pals, close to 80,000 subscribers. We're doing it. We're having a lot of fun, and we're not eyeing the prize. We're not eyeing the prize. We're eyeing the moment. The moment is the true prize. We are loving every single solitary second of airtime that we have here, spending it with you. For you to let us in on your Saturday nights, I mean, there are people here I haven't even met in person. I haven't shaken their hands, and I already feel like you guys are fam, and I love that. Love the environment here. Every single celebrity that comes here, they don't get paid. They do this because they love the show. That's very rare, but they do this because they all say that you guys in the comments section make it worthwhile with your positive energy. They've never experienced that, not in 2025. So I'm excited to talk about all of you. Get your votes in if you haven't. Let's read some of your comments. Thank you, Chad. Nobody does it like TKN. Give me some Progresso Soup every time. Phil, okay? It is fall coming up. Why not? It is the season. Julio, it's only going to keep growing. The family continues to get bigger and better. Thank you, my friend, for your comments. Classy times as well. All of you here. Gus Galaxy, hope you had a great show earlier today. Thank you for joining us as well. Guys, what I'm going to do right now, Stefan, love your comment. Love your comment. My dad absolutely loved you. Over 20 years ago, my friend, we took a trip. It was actually one of those ACTF trips, not the ones where Howard got in trouble. It was a different one. Yeah. And, of course, when we came back, you remember that trip we took? My dad, of course, was a big part of my life. He was more than just a father. He was a guide. He guided me, and you were there for many of those moments. So thank you for this comment. We appreciate you, Stefan. Thank you so much for those kind words. Guys, you get to sort of see my dad, not really meet him through this show, and we appreciate the fact that you guys have so many great sentiments. So, Stefan, right back at you. He loved you. Thank you, Eric, so much for your comment. Guys, now it's about these three incredible storytellers, hosts, artists, painters. That's what they are. Dakota, Howard, Giselle. I don't just give anybody airtime. For those that know the history of this show, there's a lot of people knocking on this door, guys and gals and pals, but there's no room left. That's why we omit the last O and the R in the word door and we get dough. So guess what? A lot of people are giving me that Homer Simpson dough because they can't get in anymore. But guess what? The Howard Colados, the Giselles, and the Dakotas, they're here. They're here to stay. They're rocking the house. Guys and gals and pals, I ask you to divert your attention from my voice. It's very difficult. I know the sweet nectar emanates from my voice, and you guys are hypnotized. But do your best and focus in on a Howard Collado, Dakota, and Giselle, because they are about to vote. Let's get their votes. We got yours. Let's find out who moves on. Are we excited, Howard, Giselle, and Dakota? Who moves on to the next round of the celebrity tournament? Guys, take your time. Don't be long-winded. We're going to start off with Dakota. He'll let us know who he votes for topic number 1. Then he'll immediately afterwards let us know who he votes for topic number 2. After that, it'll be Howard, then Giselle. Dakota, take it away, good sir.
Thank you so much, Avi, as always. And I'll go ahead and say what we were saying a while ago. Excellent stories tonight. Just unbelievable. These men have just broke it down, really sat on the couch with us, like we like to say, and just made it really, really easy to be around these stars. They're real people just like us. And the topic number 1, Bob was just so incredible. I love how he took it to heart. He really broke down his feelings for this topic. Terry did the same way. Very, very touching words from both of them. And then, right then, when we thought we wouldn't, we got Bushwhacker coming in and just blowing it up here. I mean, the most electric, the most fun stories I've heard in a long time. All three were so very well. Bushwhacker takes my vote on round 1. For round 2, I have to say that Bob came in and just, all three of them really broke this question down. What a great question from Avi it was. Just really thought-provoking question. And all three of them looked at it in a different way, in a way that maybe this can be both. It changes throughout your life. Like Bob says, everything that's happened to me because of me. That's very deep right there, and that really takes the question to another level. Just the same with Terry, going both ways. You got to take advantage of your life, and just unbelievable spokesman, unbelievable words, unbelievable stories. And the same way for our other friend Bushwhacker, going both ways. I just loved his stories. He has a way with words every time. I don't know what it is. He is a storyteller from the heart. Maybe it's the accent. Maybe it's the fun. I don't know. He really electrifies the room, and I love it. But on the second one, Bob really, really spoke to me. I'm going to have to go with Bob on round 2. That was just amazing stories.
Awesome, really good stuff. And guys, I'm telling all this. Stick around. Do not go anywhere. Keep commenting so we know that you have a pulse and you're alive, which we appreciate because you guys are the engine that makes this entire thing go, as you know. So remember, the outro is coming up. We have an amazing matchup in store for you next Saturday. Still to come in round number 2, we saw him in round number 1. Jesse the Body Ventura, Sally Jesse Raphael, guys and gals and pals, JBL, Mark Henry, Stevie Ray, some of the biggest names in the second round of this tournament, and mystery people that you can't believe from all walks of life, film, television, sports, comedy. They're all here. Who is going to be on this stage next Saturday night vying for a spot? Guys, Giselle can attest to this. Giselle, you have seen my phone. How excited are these luminaries being in this tournament?
They do not stop texting. They don't stop calling. They don't stop messaging. They don't stop emailing. They want to be here every week. There are so many that would be here every week if they could, including the man behind me, Mr. Pete Babcock, who is part of the Celebrity Team Challenge, which will resume in 2 weeks. Yes, this Wednesday on the Black Box, we have the finals of the 5-pack challenge between myself and
He's looking down at Giselle. Look at him. Yeah, he sees he's got a
Colado up there.
Howard. Guys, this Wednesday night, of course, our midweek extravaganza and a bonanza, if you will. Wednesday nights, as you know, 8 p.m. Eastern time on this very channel. I call it the Wild West of TKN. Anything could happen. Topics are revealed without any notice. On Saturday nights, the celebrities, luminaries, and green roomers all participating in this tournament. They have weeks in advance to prepare. Not on Wednesdays. It is Wild West. It's down to Howard and Giselle on Wednesday night. This Wednesday night, following this Wednesday, every following Wednesday thereafter, the TKN Celebrity Tournament Team Challenge. It's a separate tournament on Wednesday night, so we're running producing 2 shows once a week. It's amazing that you guys are here to give it all. And in case you're wondering why I'm so excited, why I'm still speaking fast, why not? Why not express yourself, guys and gals? Don't try to be Joe Cool. Talk about how you feel. Mention it. Let your energy do the talking. So guys and gals and pals, now that I've done my energy do the talking, I'm going to let Howard Colado's energy do the talking. Howard Colado, take it away. Give us your votes right now.
All right. So Bob and Terry, that first topic, I really love that they brought so much, again, of their life experiences, what they've learned, their own knowledge. And, they were able to really just, speak from the heart. And again, that's so much of the essence of the show. But then at the 11th hour, you had, I've been waiting to do this, Bushwhacker Luke came in, and he just came in with this amazing energy. He was talking about AI. He was talking about how merch would be out the door so fast, it'd be crazy. Talk about what they do with AI and how it's really just out of control. I just love his energy. I loved how he focused in on that. So for topic 1, my vote goes to Bushwhacker Luke. I'm sure there's someone out there who's doing this with me. Oh, what is up? So product, brother, how weird. What is up, Hermano? What is up, my man? Press through the tin. Good to see you, buddy. Right. So topic 2, I really loved where Terry talked about, when you're young, the decisions you make, you have to rely on others. But when you get older, you are the one that has to take the responsibility for those decisions. And I really thought that was such a really powerful statement that spoke to me. And again, I loved, learning more about these luminaries. I had no idea Bushwhacker Luke studied to be an engineer and a steel worker. What? I mean, I had no idea. Imagine if he did. We had never would have had an amazing tag team. Got discovered in '68 by Andre. Did not know that. Really awesome to learn that. But for topic 2, my vote goes to Terry. But amazing job, all those guys, highly competitive. And speaking of competitive, this Wednesday night you will see this gentleman and this very lovely lady, Giselle. And we will be going at it. And looking forward to that. And Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. And speaking of this young, lovely lady.
Well, there was nothing lovely about what happened in college over 20 years ago. Well, we're going to find out one of these days. Do you people in the comment section want to know what me and Stefan were alluding?
Yes.
Let us know.
Yes.
Let us know because it'll be an exclusive. We'll break it down over here. As we recall, it'll start with back in the day, guys. It'll start with back in the day. Howard Colado, guys and gals. Howard, do you mind? Do you mind if we delve into that?
Hey, no, we could jump right in and bear it all.
Yeah, two things you tried to do in college that you weren't successful at, right?
Yes, yeah, and hey, we're all learning. It's all learning process. And
we're all friends here, right? We're all buddies. We should know. Dakota's chomping at the bit. We know that. He wants to hear this thing.
Come on.
By the way, Dakota, love the shirt. 2 in a row, guys. 2 in a row. Dakota's killing it on Saturday.
Hey, man.
Night. Also part of our Wednesday team. Giselle, as Howard stated, you and Howard, actually, Wednesday night are going to go at it one-on-one. But right now, let's hear your votes. And guys, comment so we know you're there, because right after this, some other TKN hosts that we love will be on screen as we, all in silence, watch the top 10 list, that you guys gave us. Who are the top 10 in your estimation that are left in round number 2 of this tournament? And next week's matchup as well at the end of the outro. That's coming up real soon. But in the meantime, Giselle, the floor belongs to you.
Oh no, I'm not ready for this one. Oh gosh, what fantastic questions they went to ask their future selves. This might be one of the more difficult ones to vote on because they all had such wonderful ways of expressing what's important to them and what they believe in and how they want to get that across to their future selves. And it, in a weird way, it makes everything okay. Oh goodness. Topic one, I am voting for Bob Rathbun on that one. How he wants to make an impact, and then he still watches his segments to make sure everything lines up because he still wants to do such a great job at his job. He expressed himself so well. It was really beautiful to see. And then topic 2, I really enjoyed topic 2, how they ultimately had the same answer and then arrived to it through different means and ways and how they were able to explain why they came to that conclusion in the first place. Topic 2 is going to Terry Porter.
Nice. All right. Strong choice. I mean, they all did amazing jobs and spoke from the heart. But yeah, I could definitely see why. Yeah.
No, it's hard because there's a lot that could go either way. But topic 1, Bob. Topic 2, Terry. It's and we can't discount Bushwhacker Luke at all.
Not at all.
Was
so great.
I mean,
Human on Fire had all of these stories that really let us know what made him, what got him where he was in the professional wrestling world. And I'm sure there are some we still haven't heard yet, and I can't wait to hear more of them.
Yeah, well, here's the part that I love. There was a moment where Terry and Luke were talking. Luke was talking about what basketball was when he was growing up, and it didn't have and there wasn't a backboard, I believe, is what he was communicating.
Yeah, it was. That's crazy, right? And then, a ring without a backboard.
Yeah, and did you see? Luke and Bob. Terry and Bob were like blown away.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing about Luke as well. Becoming the oldest professional wrestler, guys, to wrestle at age 80. Wow. That's unbelievable. What? And, to remind you as well about the luminaries we saw prior to Luke's arrival, Terry Porter is a man who has done so much for the NBA community. If you look at the man's resume behind the scenes, it's incredible. He's done so much for the players' organization. He's done so much for coaches. He's done so much for fans. Coached his 2 sons. Terry Porter is a man that legitimately was the underdog. Nobody thought he would make it. He went to a very small school in college, and all of a sudden, within a year, there he is playing and makes it to the final 20 of the second greatest U.S. Olympic basketball team of all time. The 92 Dream Team, of course, arguably the greatest. 1984. You're talking about Patrick Ewing, Chris Mullin, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley. Terry Porter's there. He's there with a chicken pox, and he makes it to the final 20. What? Coached by the great Bobby Knight. I mean, so Terry Porter and then Bob Rathbun. Guys, let's not forget the accolades. We're talking about someone who won 12 Emmy Awards, and was an 8-time Sportscaster of the Year. I was never an 8-time anything. I was never a 5-time anything. An 8-time Sportscaster of the Year? Are you kidding me?
That's unheard of.
But guys, gals, and pals, I see the host in the back. I want to bring him in real soon, but I want to say this, guys, right now. Are we going to find out who advanced to the next round? Are we ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I can't wait.
Energy. I want all that good stuff. Guys and gals, the first to advance to the next round of the tournament. Mr. Bob Rathbun.
Yes, Bob, moving on.
We will be seeing Bob again, guys, in the second round of the TKN Celebrity Tournament, guys and gals and pals. Top vote getter. But guys, as you know, is Bob the only one that advanced tonight? Is he the only one?
No.
No.
One more.
No.
Guys and gals
One
and pals.
more.
Going back to the days in Queens, sitting down, hoping to get a Portland Trail Blazers game on at 1 a.m. Eastern Time. Well, thankfully, we'll get to watch him again earlier. Mr. Terry Porter, guys and gals.
Yes!
Terry, how about that? Is that amazing stuff or what, guys?
That's freaking awesome.
Amazing. That had to be close.
What a
it
night.
had to be
it
close.
Was close. It was close. And guys, again, please, if you can for me, and I think we should, let's give it up for Luke, man. He was great tonight, wasn't he?
Absolutely. Electrifying.
Let's give it up for Luke. We love Luke. And guys and gals and pals, Luke, Bushwhacker Luke is a Hall of Famer. Will always be invited and welcome to join us anytime he wants, especially in round number 2, because he's moving on as well, guys.
Hey, are you kidding me?
On to the next round. Again, guys, I don't like to use the word oldest, but 80 years young. He will be 80 years old and wrestling in a ring. Nobody has done that in the history of pro wrestling. 80 years young in a ring. So let's give it up for Bushwhacker Luke. And guys and gals and pals, let's give it up right now to the man of the hour. Too sweet to be sour. A man, guys and gals and pals, who will never cower. How about King Kelly White? King Kelly White is with us over here, guys and gals. He's here.
Hey, Big Kelly.
And guys and gals and pals, a man who always is able to bring things to a sudden halt, if you will. Guys and gals and pals, a man who I wish you could all one day meet, someone that I wish you can always greet, someone, guys and gals and pals, who in this umbrella always has a seat, the one and only Peaceful Pete. Welcome, my friend, Peaceful Pete.
Thank you. Thank
Pete,
you.
Oh, God, do you guys feel that? Guys, do me a favor. Can you all close your eyes for a second? I'm closing them.
Please.
Close your eyes.
Please.
Pete, can you lead a quick 30-second chant? 30-second chant, please.
30-second chant.
So well. Guys, do you feel that? Wow.
Just let it soak. Let it
Pete,
soak.
Giselle's peeking, though, Pete. That's not fair. She has her eyes open.
Giselle, you're ruining the moment.
Come on, Dakota, tell Giselle. Dakota, tell her to do it right.
Come on. Take it seriously. Take it seriously.
The three people we saw on screen, guys, who are now in round number 2 of this tournament. That's what
Have you not seen the piece? Look at the piece in Dakota's soul right now. Look at the piece.
I was really feeling that. That was getting me somewhere.
I felt it. I felt it, Dakota.
How about this, guys and gals and pals? A man who maybe one day wants to reclaim the black box. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe it won't. Mr. Joe Rositano. Joe, hello.
Hey. Hey, yo, everyone. I'm trying to get this to work.
All ready for the outro? It's outro time.
Yes.
Let's do it. Guys and gals and pals, right now, we are at the shank of the evening, the 11th hour, quite literally. Next Saturday night, we usher in, maybe not officially, but it is September, perhaps the unofficial first evening of fall of 2025. Make sure you tune into the end of this outro to find out. We got some heavy hitters. We got some guns who could win this thing appearing next Saturday, and the only way you could find out is A, by reminding us that you're there in the comment section and that you have a pulse by commenting. We appreciate you, the engine that makes this thing go, and by watching this very outro.
Obsession's going to be talent every time. You got all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed? Is it all you ever think about?
I resigned at that point in time from football and felt that the most important thing is take care of him. And, and he fought it and struggled. And at that point, we just put our hearts around him and our love to him. And he passed away on August 22nd, 1998. One of the, when you talk about resilience, and challenges, after that, lost my marriage, and as most couples do, when you go through that. So you look at that as kind of being a chapter where, you kind of see and think to yourself, what type of resilience do you have?
My kids and grandkids now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great part about being a grandparent is you got a second lease on life. You got to look at what maybe there's some of your shortcomings, as a dad and a mom or whatever.
Yeah.
And as parents, you get an opportunity now to resurrect that and to be there for your kids and also for your grandkids.
Well, one of the greatest human beings we have ever seen on this earth, I would have to say Al Attles, who coached the first championship with the Warriors, Coach Rick Barry. But Al Attles was an inspiration to me. His wife actually went to school with my mother.
And kind of like I did, I stepped away. I was like, okay, what do I want to do next? Like, I want to save my body because my body was starting to fall. Like I had neck issues, all this stuff.
I was in gymnastics at 2. My uncle owned like the first gymnastics in Jacksonville. So it was really cool to my mom, I was bouncing off the wall. She's like, we have to do something, put you in gymnastics. So I was like, okay. So started competing 5, 6. Then I got into competitive cheerleading because I broke my tailbone, and so that was kind of the end of the gymnastics dream. So that's fun.
Getting my girlfriend pregnant, let's be honest, and had a kid on the way. I was not going to be like my dad was. So I got married at 18 years old. I thought wrestling was done for me and joined the Army to support a family. Little did I know the Inter-Service Championship qualified me for the Olympic trials. And so I was off and running again. And ultimately that wrestling led me to a college degree in foreign language and literature, writing poetry. The Man in the Arena, one of my favorites of all time. And he wrote that. So Teddy Roosevelt's the guy I would hope to inspire with my journey.
You can take it's true. You can take somebody's, what is perceived as an insult or may be in fact an insult, and say, you know what, you can, and the fact that you can do that you can stop and push your ego to the back and say, all right, let me think about this. Is he right? That is such a beautiful thing.
And hip hop has a massive impact on our youth today. Now they call it murder rap. So you have this adoption by the youth of these mentality that I got to be this gangster, I got to be this killer, I got to be this hardhead. And then they go out in life at 11, 10, 11, 12 years old with this mentality, having no clue that they're becoming a detriment not only to themselves, but their environment around them. And here's the clincher. BlackRock and Vanguard are one of the largest stakeholders in the music business, and guess what? They're also one of the largest stakeholders in private prisons.
And they just stopped and we got to chat for a little bit, and they were like, "Guy, you look so much like Heath Ledger." You know what I mean? They're like, and they're looking at each other like, "Yeah, guys, you look Fletcher. Yeah, you look like, yeah. Especially the way you're. And they're like, we just got in today. We got this part for the show called Stargate. You know, they're having a new series regular on it. You know, you're just awesome for it.
Just to find beauty around us, laughter and beauty, because it is literally everywhere, whether it's artwork or people and their emotions, their feelings, and just have, I think that's the main thing. And as you say, like, I just always wanted to be a mom from the time I was little. And time goes so fast. They just grow up and they keep leaving. So I'm like trying to be, as you were saying, be present and be in the moment, because it just keeps going.
And when you are afraid, I can do anything to you. Like come up with a Patriot Act. 1, come up with a Patriot Act. 2, how many Muslims have been arrested about the Patriot Act? See, we're not afraid of them anymore. Who are we afraid of? The citizens. So that's why all of that went into play. Eventually, we have to stop who? The people of the country.
Back in the 60s and 70s, guys were firemen, lawyers, accountants, you name it. That's what they did. And Tom Landry said, I want those guys. I want people that are serious about football and serious about taking care of their bodies.
Manager back then, he might have had 3, 4, 5 guys.
Right, exactly. Like the Heenan Foundation.
Right.
The Heenan family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lost art. I think it can be brought back if it's done right.
Right.
But I'm just saying, I think that's why we don't see it as much, because everything is this. Moving. Right. And all the interviews, all the promos are so-and-so. Last week you had a match with so-and-so. What do you have to say about that? Well, as you know, I was blah, and blah. Hey, wait a minute. I'm right here. You say that, you know what I'm saying? Do you really need a manager for that?
I just was a fan. I was just, as a little kid, I watched the WWE cartoon. I watched Monday Night Raw all the time. I watched the pay-per-views. And I grew up in Central Texas, or in Southeast Texas. And my grandmother would take me to watch the wrestling matches. That was me and my grandmother's thing. Nobody else in my family were wrestling fans. It was just me and her. And even today, I'm a 47-year-old man about to be 48. And I still, every time I watch wrestling, I think of my grandma. It's the best gift that she could ever give me.
Now, how did I do that? How did that insight come? And it's almost a way of letting your mind and your emotions be ready to have it.
Sure.
To be open. It's an openness. What Helmut calls the readiness is all. You don't know what's in store for you. You can't predict what's in store. You can't control the future, but you are ready to see it for what it is. That's that kind of openness.
Is the inciter of a riot guilty of the death and destruction that the riot causes? So first we ask the question, did Mark Antony tell the mob to riot? Did he tell them to kill? And the answer has to be no, he did not specifically instruct the mob to act in any specific way. Indeed, throughout the speech, he tried to insulate himself from any guilt that might stick to him in the aftermath by saying things like, "Let me not stir you up to such a sudden flood of mutiny."
because Johnson wanted to be president and knew he never could get there.
Never.
A Democrat from the South would never have won.
No.
And he knew that. That's why he had to become the VP. So he
That's
got
right.
a heartbeat away. And once he got a heartbeat away, and the Kennedys made the mistake of the old cliche, keep your enemies closer.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
they made a mistake there by keeping him closer, because I believe all the time Johnson was conniving of how I'm going to end up in the White House. Well, what I don't like about it is you have a bunch of creative writers sitting in a room, and they're creating Marvel comic book characters. And they're creating the character, and then they're going out to a pool of bodies, and they're saying, okay, who can be this character? Who do we plug in to be whatever? My day, you were responsible for getting yourself over. And I think that is far better. It is far more creative, especially with a person like me.
How America got behind, the whole world got behind Muhammad Ali. It was just a special thing for me. I mean, for me, I didn't even know I was gonna be boxing then, but I had his poster, that black and white poster where he's in black and white trunks with the red gloves. You know, every kid had that at that age. And I had one on the back of my door. Like I said, I didn't know I was gonna be a boxer forever, but politically and everything else, he was doing what he had to do. He went overseas, they sent him overseas to free hostages. Nobody else do that. Muhammad Ali, he did exactly that. So he got a lot of people behind him, man.
Burt Cooper. I mean, Burt Cooper was my toughest opponent. I know people say I fought like people like Tommy Morrison, Lennox Lewis. But my toughest fight, if you want to know, was Burt Cooper. And it's only because he was like a sparring partner for 2 or 3 years. So he knew me and I knew him. So that makes for a good fight.
I just wanted to read a quote from John Lombardi, former president of Florida. This is what he said after the death penalty was announced. It's like what happened after World War II when we dropped the atomic bomb. The results were so catastrophic that now we'll do anything to avoid dropping another. But since they haven't dropped another, only S&P so far. I think that's a scandal in itself.
Well, I never wanted to be anybody else. You know, I didn't want to be so-and-so or so-and-so. When, you know, kids go out in the playground and hey, I'm so-and-so. I want to be this guy. I want to be this. I always wanted to be me. And I've tried to live my life that way. You know, people, they can like me or not like me. It's not going to bother me either way.
I think we're always so used to, you know, waiting for that next big thing, and especially from what I can relate with being in WWE, it was always, you know, when can I get that title? When am I going to get more recognition? I always tell the story with Cora Jade when I first met her, because I first met her in the beginning when I went there, and it was, you know, before she was really getting put on TV, but they obviously liked her and they wanted to get her out there, and she was like crying in the bathroom. And I went up to her and I obviously asked her what was wrong, and she said that, you know, she's just been being told the same thing over and over again about the matches, and she's moving too fast or whatever it was. I hate to break it to you, I said, but this is how it goes. In a couple of weeks, it'll be something else or someone else. Just take it with a grain of salt.
And he was a difficult teacher, but I still hear him in my head. And I think to me, that's the standard, especially on film. When the film, you know, the cameras weigh in on your soul. If you commit to not putting crap out there, you can actually make a difference, certainly for yourself and maybe for someone watching this.
Am I looking up Larry Appleton?
Larry Appleton, that's me.
Larry! I looked everywhere for you. I walked the streets. I searched the alleys. I said to everyone, have you seen Larry? You don't know how many people have never heard of you. But now I find you, and I'm safe. I'm safe.
Yes, now you're safe. Who are you?
I'm Belki Bartokumus.
But the men and the women in the armed forces, they're the real American heroes. And to go back to the day before D-Day, what decisions those people had to make. From the top General Eisenhower, to make the decision to go. The weather was bad, the weather was good. Are you going to go or are you going to stay? You got mid on the ships, you got midweight to go on the planes. He had to make a tough decision.
I got along real good with Yoko, and we had some good matches. I was the only guy ever to knock him off his feet. But the deal was he'd do that bonsai drop. But the one time, well, he did it to me a few times over the career, but the one thing he hurt me was Mr. Fuji put the flag over me, the Japanese flag, and Yoko missed and cracked 2 of my ribs.
Guys and gals and pals, here we go. Next week's match. Not many are left. Not many are left in this second round. Who do we have coming up next?